I've sent it to your messenger, all right? No worries. Cheers, mate. That's all right.
Take a picture with this legend, please.
God, it must be probably the second time in my life I've been asked to do that.
Or the legend.
No, why don't we all get in it? Get Steve to take it. There we go. Never mind.
Lovely, thank you very much.
Very good. That's it, Coach.
I was telling them on Friday night we had to get together.
Yeah.
I was saying Saturday's game will be the first game I've watched Aldershot and not had your commentary.
Oh, it's a bit weird.
Yeah.
You should have come and sat here. We could have heard it live.
Yeah, realise what? Nice meeting you.
And you, Colin. All the best.
Care.
Great to take care, mate. And nice to hear you've still got a very firmly English accent. Yeah.
If you ever come to Orlando,
I'll let you know. Will do. Cheers, man. Just for a few of those of you who are listening online already, might have had some hellos and conversations and things going on in the background. That's Colin McDonald from Orlando, who I believe travelled the furthest in terms of the return of the Strays on the weekend. So fair play to him still being here. And Alan Walker, who's still down from the north. Hello, mate.
Let's hope it's another exciting night.
Good evening, Graham Whitehead. Tuned in as always. Another regular. Graham, remind me where you live, because I'm guessing it's quite a long way away, because you generally listen rather than come.
Yeah, no explanation. Actually, what happened is,
About 19 minutes away from kickoff here at the EBB. Dry at the moment, no real doubts about the pitch. Obviously it's not recovered brilliantly, but it's okay. Fresh night, I'd say. See what the official temperature is. About 6 degrees, probably feels 2 or 3 degrees colder than that. One change for the shots tonight, enforced I believe. Luke Jenkins starting and playing most of Saturday, but limping off again. And he's replaced in the starting lineup by Christian Maghoma, who I'd expect to probably come straight in for him in the centre of defence, with Ollie Scott the left of him, Armitage on the right, and then Luca Woodhouse perhaps in midfield again, alongside Hargreaves, as Theo Widrington is still suspended, 2-game suspension following 10 yellow cards. Aaron Jones on the right, Tyler Frost on the left, and Ryan Jones playing behind Josh Barrett and Jack Barham, the two JBs. We've got 22 goals in all competitions between them this season. For Solihull Moors, who are on a wretched run themselves, who barely won since they beat Aldershot a few months back, they have had a bit of an injury crisis, but 2 of their key players are back tonight. Would you believe it? Jack Stevens and Connor Wilkinson, their 2 top scorers, 12 and 13 goals between them respectively, are back tonight. No Jamie Osborne though. He's here and going through warm-ups, but he hasn't made their 16, or rather 18, I beg your pardon. Good evening to Jew Waters, who's listening. Says good evening Rob and Ollie, loud and clear in Wales. Well, Ollie's not alongside me yet, but he's a reliable chap, so hopefully will be. And Steve Gibbs has managed to make it as well, so we'll hear from him throughout the evening. Graham Whitehead has come back to me and said that presume then, Graham, you're saying you live in two places, do you? Guildford and Southend. That's fair enough. I feel like I live in two places, Cambridgeshire and Hampshire. Probably spend more time in Hampshire. All right, we're 15 minutes away now from kick-off, and Ollie Harfield is just coming down, so we'll get him settled in. And then other than that, there'll be three ways you can come in. One is I'll directly ask you a question and say, I don't know what you want to ask you. Another one is I'll sort of make a bit of a statement and swing around the and then the third one, as you get more comfortable, if there's a natural gap, silent coming if I have come to you and all of a sudden one team sort of heads a bit of a break down, try and end it and come back in again. That's about it really. We'll meet up with children. It'll be in conversation, few summarising. We've got Steve who's going to go as well. And we'll probably have a chat with him once before the game, at half time, and then after the game. At the end of the game, you can get away from the full time. I'll finish, and I'll ask you to come in just you get to know the people, not the officials, but the BBC. Probably once it won't be on now. And that's pretty much it really, mate. Just enjoy yourself. I think you will. I know from the conversations we've had that it should flow nicely. Won't expect you to be overly critical of your teammates. Equally, I try not to. I try to be constructive as I can to do get things right. Like I didn't realise time was coming down.
Yeah, I didn't see it at the time. It's hard to see sometimes. Yeah,
it is. And also, you know, and Tommy made this point in an interview the other week that the cameras are over that side. So sometimes when people are watching, and we're struggling to see something. This is a wrong. You know, in the pictures, like for example, I knew somebody had headed it back across. I couldn't put it. I couldn't see it was Jack. Yeah, what's the time? 3:30. Yeah, just have a seat. One of the first things I'm going to do pre-match is ask you about your injury, all right, and your recovery. Put my fanboy photo up there for the England Sea game. It was all right on Twitter to see it.
No, I haven't seen it.
I was thinking, as I've got you in commentary, I'm sure I've got a photo of me and you somewhere. But yeah, you've been tagged in, I think. entirely up to you if you want to put these on. You may want them on just to keep your ears warm, but you're going to hear commentary of Brighton's games. You're not a Brighton fan, are you? Okay, you're probably on it in the background. Then they're only going to come over once to me, I think at half-time in the Brighton game for an update, and that's about it. Other than that, so it's just us online, really. Any other questions, mate?
No.
Have you done it before? Any other clubs?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
What have you been playing?
Yeah. You'll know after probably 15 minutes, but some people really enjoy it, others it's not for them. Kins he did it a lot when he was out for a whole season. It was very good. Tyler was on it, very good. He loves the media side, doesn't he? He's going to start a podcast, what happened to that?
Well, he started it, made the account for it, and then
Yeah.
didn't actually see it anymore.
And then he remembered it was a current professional football with 2 young kids, and he thought, how the hell am I going to do that? Yeah. Right. Just a couple of minutes away from starting this evening's commentary, listeners. Ollie Harfield's just taken his seat alongside me and Steve Gibbs. We'll have a chat to Ollie in the next couple of minutes if you want to just get any last refreshments or other last little tasks done before we get going. We're now 10 minutes away from kick-off. Just hold your microphone up, we'll get a photo and then I'll have a more recent one. Have you got any friends or family that want the link to listen? Do you want me to send it to you or not? They want it. They'll be here. Yeah. Well, they'll watch it on NL. Yeah. Yeah, just so you do know that, you probably realise it, but with it being our home game, it will be on the zone and NL TV as well. Go big or go home.
Oh, no. Oh, really showboat. Yeah, I mean,
If you struggle to hear me at all, then that might help, but if not, you should be able to hear me fine from here. This is your microphone, so if you know that you're going to sneeze or swear, just turn it off, but that's always right. Okay, we'll get going. You ready? Well, a very good evening to you listeners wherever you are around the country or around the world. This is BBC Surrey Sport and very shortly DAZN as well on the NLTV platform. My name is Rob Worrell and we've got our regular Steve Gibbs in the background with us as well, but most importantly our guest summariser this evening is a very popular Aldershot Town player, not currently available to the management team unfortunately, much to his and everybody else's frustration and annoyance, but alongside me is Shot's captain at the start of the season, Ollie Harfield. Good evening, Ollie.
Good evening.
How you doing, mate? How's the recovery going?
It's going okay, thank you. It's quite a slow process. You know, I suffered a really bad injury, unfortunately, you know, tearing my knee apart, to be honest. So I've had 4 operations since, but I'm back on my feet now. I'm back in the gym, so you know, I'm a lot more positive than I was a few months ago, definitely.
Obviously, these are always long-term injuries, aren't they? But you were literally at your best kind of fighting fitness at the time, weren't you? And you're one of those players that naturally, you know, looks after yourself. Well, is that playing, and will that play a part in your overall recovery in terms of how well you can recover, and also, you know, whatever personal goals you're setting for your recovery?
I think definitely, yeah. I think the shape I was in prior to my injury has definitely helped my rehab, because I was probably in the best shape I've ever been in my life, to be honest. I didn't miss a minute last year, which has hit me hard, because, you know, I was a player last year that was known for not missing a minute, and now suddenly going into this season, you know, I've nearly missed every minute possible apart from the first 6 games. But definitely the shape I was in prior to my injury, it's definitely helped my rehab, because obviously I was stronger going into my operation. So fingers crossed, that plays a part in my recovery.
And I know you've had your injuries before, presumably not as severe as that one, but does going from playing every minute of every game, apart from the 2 minutes you came to the sideline to get your head bandaged, does that change your perspective on life? Do you suddenly get a little bit of a reminder of that football is just one aspect of it?
Yeah, it's hard when you're a footballer, to be honest, because it's all I've ever known, to be honest. So football being taken away from me has hit me hard, to be honest. But now I've spent 3.5 months not being able to walk. So being in a position now where I can actually use my legs like everyone takes for granted, it's really changed my aspects on life, and I'm just lucky to be walking, to be honest, now, and I'm happy to be doing that.
Well, we're very happy to have you alongside us this evening. A number of Shots fans have said please ask Ollie how he's going. Hopefully you caught that. If you joined us late, we may refer to it again a little bit later. We're not expecting to see you in action this season, are we? But you're hoping to be maybe just joining in the light training side of things by the end of the season, or is that still too early?
I think it's still too early. I think this season's unfortunately a write-off for me, as gutted as I am to say it, but I'm going to be pushing hard for sort of the start of the season, where hopefully I can come back in and get going again like I was before.
Excellent. Well, let's focus on this evening's game. The Shots, of course, with that little bit of momentum, hopefully, from Saturday, where Josh Barrett scored a 95th minute winner for the Shots, coming from behind against Halifax. Good evening to Nick Brooks. Nick will be alongside me, hopefully somewhere, propped on a chair or something at Sittingbourne on Saturday. And we'll try and bring you commentary of that one. I do believe there's going to be a live stream as well. That won't have our BBC commentary on it, but if you can't be there, either buy the stream or have a listen to us on BBC Surrey online. And we await the teams at the minute. Just looking at the Shots team, I'll go through it in full in a bit, Ollie, but it looks like one change to me, and maybe Luke Jenkins perhaps just played a few too many minutes than ideal on Saturday.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything major. I think he just tweaked something, is not feeling quite right. So luckily we've got players like Mags to come in that I'm sure are going to do a good job tonight.
Okay, well, we await the teams. Solihull Moors may, Ollie, have had their injury problems, and they may have their issues picking up wins of late. 8 without a win in the National League. But just looking at that team sheet, that is still a quality side at this level, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. You look at the type of players they've got, the experience, like John Bostock, Connor Wilkinson. They're big names in football at this level. It just goes to show how tough this league is.
Yes, Ollie's actually played previously with Connor Wilkinson. We'll cover that one off. We'll do it now. Just cover it briefly. You played with him at Dagenham, didn't you?
Yeah, a few years ago at Dagenham and Redbridge. Yeah, he was an unbelievable player. He's got a brilliant left foot. And if things have panned out a bit better for him, I'm sure he wouldn't be at this level.
I know something else that happened, listeners, when Ollie was at Dagenham, because he told me about it in a previous interview. He scored a goal, didn't you? It's the best goal he's ever scored professionally, isn't it, mate?
It was a tap-in as well.
Now even Josh Barrett scores those, mate.
Yeah, that's very true.
Welcome, I hope by now as well, to our NLTV viewers on DAZN. Thank you very much for joining us, whether you're of red and blue persuasion or yellow and blue persuasion. Here come the teams at the EBB. 20th placed Aldershot Town, and now 14th placed Solihull Moors. The Shots led out by Aaron Jones, and Solihull Moors led out by James Clark. The Shots in their traditional home kit of red and blue striped shirts, red shorts and red socks, and Solihull Moors in their home kit as well, yellow shirts, blue shorts and blue socks. The two sides shake hands, and our Aldershot Town lineup is as follows. One change from Saturday's victory over Hartlepool. Dewhurst in goal. A little bit more confident with the formation prediction tonight, but you never know. Scott, Maghomer and Armitage at the back. Frost, Hargreaves, Woodhouse and Jones across the middle. Ryan Jones behind Barrett and Barham in attack. Ollie, as far as you know, is that right?
That is correct.
I only say that because we did get it wrong on Saturday, but thankfully I covered myself by saying we were guessing. We weren't expecting that Luke of Woodhouse in midfield. That was level on a par with when we first heard that you and Ollie Scott were playing at left centre back. Solihull Moors line up as follows: Ollie Wright in goal, Ollie Tipton, Jordan Tunnicliffe and James Clark a back three, with Shem White Hall the left wing back and Marcel Oakley on the right, John Bostock and Jack Wells Morrison in centre midfield, and then Tim Akinola, who made his debut on loan from Chesterfield, in the 10 behind Jack Stevens and Connor Wilkinson. 25 goals between those two. That's 3 more than the shots front to Barrett and Barham. Stevens back in the side after injury. Wilkinson's been out injured as well. No Jamie Osborne, who is always a name that you're relieved not to see on a Solihull Moors team sheet if you're in the opposition. Both sides have had a huddle. Solihull Moors one was brief. Aldershot breaks up now, and Aldershot Town are going to kick towards the community stand at the High Street end in the first half, as is often the way. Solihull Moors towards the East Bank, and Jack Stevens is going to get us underway any moment now in the National League. Smattering of Moors fans over on the far side, can't probably be more than 25 of them, and we're underway. Solihull Moors play it straight through the middle. It bounces once over Ollie Scott and into the grateful clutches of Marcus Dewhurst. I'm going to come in early on this one. Ollie Scott playing the Ollie role at left centre back that you carved out last season. Let's just wait here as the ball goes over the top. Nice takedown from Tyler Frost. Now he plays it down the left, looking for Ryan Jones. He's going to do well to get on that, and he does. And just in front of Jack Barham, James Clark comes across and puts it behind for an early corner to the shots. Great bit of early momentum, Ollie.
Yeah, it's a good attack down the left side. I think Scott has come into that role and done really well, and he's growing into it. So, you know, it's tough coming into that position, especially being the size that he is, but I think he's done really well.
Yeah, pretty much a blueprint set by the man alongside me last season, and Ollie Scott's come in and been superb there. Here comes the corner from Barrett, headed away, and then Hargreaves has got it in the edge of the area. Oh my word! Cameron Hargreaves, 63 seconds in, scores his third goal in 3 games, and it's an absolute beauty. He brings it down on the edge of the box, and his next touch is a volley over the keeper and under the crossbar. Aldershot Town 1, Solihull Moors 0. Ollie Harfield.
What a start for the shots. What a start. I think that's 3 and 3 for Cameron.
3 and 3 now, yeah. So the corner was cleared to the edge of the area. I'm pretty sure that Cameron just chested it down, and then his next touch was to volley it, and he struck it perfectly. He's not going to join that club that hits the bar and the post. He's going straight for the goal now. He's had his sighters, scored at Southend, scored here on Saturday, and scores again now, and that without a shadow of a... Oh, there's a horrible coming together between 2 Aldershot defenders. Maghoma is one of them, I think Will Armitage is the other, and they've headed each other instead of the ball, and straight away the referee very sensibly calling on the Aldershot Town physio, and Ollie, a bit like 1 or 2 other moments this season, one of which you were part of, that wasn't good to look at, was it?
No, that was a painful one for sure.
And now immediately Maghoma was okay, but Will Armitage wasn't, and he's up to his feet very quickly, and that is a huge relief. Hopefully he went down with shock, but he will have to now pass the concussion protocols, won't he?
Yeah, for sure. He's done well to get up there, because that looked like a nasty coming together, to be honest. But no, he's a big, brave boy, so it's good to see.
If you wouldn't mind just passing the microphone to Steve for a second, while we got the brief stoppage in play, Steve, just your thoughts on that strike from Cameron Hargreaves.
Fantastic finish. It sat up really nicely for him, but he did well. He could so easily have lashed that over the bar into the high street, but did superbly to keep it down. And we thought Cameron Hargreaves was good enough before he started adding goals to his game. Now he's always been one of the first names on the team sheet, I'm sure, but no, he's in absolutely brilliant form.
Thank you, Steve. Steve Gibbs, the former Aldershot Town media manager, who's sat with Ollie and myself tonight. Been trying to get Ollie here to do this for a long time, and Steve, just want to wish Christina and Harry all the best at home as well. I'm not sure if Christina's listening in, but her son Harry had an operation today, and it looks like its initial signs are good. The man alongside me knows more about operations than anybody. He's had 4 this season. Any more to have at any point, or is that it now?
Hopefully that's me done. Fingers crossed. I've had enough of them by now.
Another Aldershot player is down. I think it might be Ollie Scott, but I'm not 100% sure on that at the moment because I didn't see it. Did you see what happened, Ollie, or not?
I didn't actually. I saw him go down. He put his arm up. The physios are coming on now.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether he's fallen awkwardly or whether he's winded. The physio's been busy. If you've joined us late, where have you been? We're 4.5 minutes in, and by my reckoning, on about 61-62 seconds, Aldershot Town took the lead. Cameron Hargreaves pouncing on a half-cleared corner, chesting and volleying home. And in a season where the Shots have scored plenty of goals, they've done well actually to replace the goals of Tolaj and Stokes, particularly from last season. But for me, that goes straight into the top 3, 4, 5 that I can remember. Ollie, what about you think? It's got to be a goal season contender, that, hasn't it?
Yeah, for sure. It was some strike. I mean, he's actually unbelievable on both feet, so it's no surprise to see, the goals coming into his game now.
Okay, Ollie Scott's still down. And Phil Disbury, listening in, says great start. He's listening in from New Zealand. Perhaps, Phil, next year when they organise the Stray Shots return, you can get in on that. My goodness me, you'd have to tie it in with a few other things, I'm sure, as well, to get all the way back from New Zealand. But you'd definitely be travelling the furthest, I think, if you could make it. Ollie, while we got the stoppage in play, you were in and around the ground on Saturday. And I don't think this particular group of lads need much motivating, but heartwarming to know that supporters have travelled from all around the world to watch that game on Saturday, wasn't it?
The support's been brilliant. Honestly, you go from last season where everyone's on a high to this season where it's been a little bit more of a roller coaster. That the support from people in the ground, from people in different countries, it's been exceptional. I can't speak highly enough of them.
Well, Ollie Scott is up, and I tell you what, he is the most diminutive player perhaps in the Aldershot Town team, but I tell you what, his effort per pound, per kilo, whatever, is phenomenal, isn't it? His leap, his determination in the challenge, and he's just maybe having 1 or 2 final checks as well, but hopefully he can come back on into the action. We're 6.5 minutes in. We've probably played 3 at best, at tops, and that's because of treatment already to Will Armitage and Ollie Scott. Armitage is back on and he's okay. Here is Connor Wilkinson on the right side. He's been dispossessed though by Tyler Frost. Frost now has been dispossessed by I think that's Tim Akinola back there, and he goes all the way back to Ollie Wright, who will now square the ball out to James Clark, who interestingly is playing on the left of a back 3, and I know him more as a right back, right wing back, so it's a new thing in football, isn't it? Just take somebody from anywhere else in the side and play them at left centre back, Ollie.
That's the way it's going at the minute.
A word when we get a chance for Tyler Frost, who Steve and I picked up in commentary, gave the exemplary example, if that's a phrase I can use, of how to play after you've had something go horrendously wrong in a match on Saturday, and he had a big part in the final say in that one. But while we've got some flow in action, we'll keep going with the commentary. We are almost 8 minutes in, but we're sure to have already at least 3 or 4 minutes added time at half time. Here's a ball over the top from Solihull Moors, being chased, and Ollie Scott will hook it forward and into touch for a Solihull Moors throw. They take it quickly. It's Connor Wilkinson who picks it up, playing a little bit on the right hand side early doors today. Now in possession is the number 19, the former Wrexham centre back Jordan Tunnicliffe, fantastic signing for Solihull Moors, 30 years old now, highly experienced. He clips the ball forward. It's flicked on by Connor Wilkinson, but if he was looking for Akinola, it's pretty fast Akinola, but not that fast. Ollie Scott sends it forward. Barham somehow gets a little header on it and flicks it on. Again, Wilkinson flicks the ball on, as Solihull Moors send it forward, and again there's no one beyond him and Stevens. Aldershot Ollie will be hoping that they need a game to get back to their levels, because their levels this season, both of those players have been outstanding, haven't they?
Yeah, for sure. They both had really, really good seasons.
And I don't think you would have been up at Solihull Moors midweek, but you probably saw Jack Stevens' goal that won it, did you, in the last minutes?
Yeah, it was an unbelievable strike. Worthy of winning any game, to be honest.
Yeah, incredible goal. Here's Barham leaving a ball that Barrett pounces on. He takes it down really well with his shoulder, and Aldershot keep possession through Ryan Jones and Hargreaves, and now Woodhouse, who does really well taking the ball under control with two Solihull Moors players around him, and Moors working very hard out of possession. The one thing you need to do when you go 8 games without a win is roll your sleeves up and work even harder. Here's Magoma making his way across the middle, threading it out to the right side to Luca Woodhouse. Woodhouse to Barrett, or looking for Barrett, and then Tunnicliffe gets there in front of Barrett, who's just wrong-footed, and now Solihull Moors keep the ball. One of the issues Aldershot have had over last season and this, Ollie, when they've scored first and taken the lead, they have tended to concede quite a lot within 5 or 10 minutes, so while the game settles down, just the scoreline staying as it is won't hurt at all, will it?
No, for sure. Sometimes it's definitely difficult from a player's perspective, especially when you score so early. You sort of think, how do you go about the game? Do we sort of sit back and get a foothold in the game, or do we go for another? So it is definitely a difficult period, but we seem to be handling the ball on a difficult pitch quite well at the moment. Yeah,
Ollie Scott ran that a little bit close to Connor Wilkinson, but Shots keep possession. Aaron Jones sends it back inside to Josh Barrett, and Aldershot just trying to keep possession, but I would imagine there'd been some discussion in the dressing room on the training ground about just mixing the play up a little bit, because Aldershot do love to keep passing the ball around, but you can't totally rely on that pitch at the minute, can you?
No, the pitch is difficult at the minute, so sometimes going a bit longer is the plan at the moment.
And our listeners won't know this, but the viewers will. Just as we're talking about the pitch, a difficult one for Josh Barrett to control, and what on any other day of the week would be a routine pass out to the right touchline, he gets all wrong. His Solihull Moors coming down their left side, but the ball drifts into touch. 11 and a quarter minutes gone. Aldershot Town 1, Solihull Moors 0. Cameron Hargreaves with his 3rd goal in 3 games, his 4th of the season, just inside the 2nd minute. Wonderful chest and volley, certainly the best of his goals this season. I do love it, Mike, when you send messages in after Shots goals. I can never read them out, but you can swear to me via WhatsApp, that's fine, I just can't read them out. Here's Solihull Moors coming forward, nice 1-2, but well positioned is Cameron Hargreaves, and then Luca Woodhouse picks up the pieces. Just as Solihull Moors were perhaps going to try and fashion their first effort of the game. And the Shots are passing it around crisply and confidently, and I think they'll be really pleased and relieved to have scored the first goal, because no matter what form you're in, it's always more difficult if you give yourself a hill or a mountain to climb, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's been a really good start from Aldershot, to be fair.
Good evening to Gina Ballston and Ellie, who are listening back up north now, Wakefield I think it is. Ellie's staying up for this one. Gina always admits that, like she feels guilty about it. Ellie loves it. Nice to see you both at the weekend amongst those many strays. Well done, Gina, for all your hard work organising that. Here's a ball up towards Jack Barham. He can't win it, Ryan Jones can, and now he plays it on to Aaron Jones. Perhaps not the best pass, the momentum a little bit gone out of the attack. Jones gives it back to Ryan Jones. A to R, R's in the box, R shoots, oh! An incredible one-handed save from Ollie Wright that just does enough to steer it onto the post, I beg your pardon, very easily. Could have been 2-0. And he didn't get much of a hand on it, Ollie, but the angle we're at, we could see that just took it from going in the corner to onto the post, didn't it?
Yeah, for sure. That was inches away. It was a great strike from Ryan Jones. He's got a lovely left foot.
Terrific effort and a big chance for the shots. Jones could have done no better, but huge kudos to Ollie Wright. That is a quite wonderful save from the Southampton loanee, 22-year-old, here till the end of the season. There's a good headed winner from Aaron Jones, sends it inside, but now Tunnicliffe will send it forward. He can only find Maghoma. Maghoma to Luca Woodhouse, who holds off his man, finds Aaron Jones. Jones inside to Hargreaves. Oh, Hargreaves with the ball up towards Barrett, almost finds him. And now Whitehill. That's White-Hill. Doesn't really matter because it still sounds the same, but I thought I'd just point that out. Who finds Akinola. Lovely close control from Akinola. And I was speaking to somebody about Akinola today, and he said, yeah, good player, I rate him. He said he's like a young Manny Oyaliki. Here's Hargreaves winning the ball though, and winning a free kick. A great response from the Shots midfielder. Do you know him or remember him much? Oyaliki sort of played in and around him, maybe the odd time against him.
Yeah, I've definitely played against him, a few times. Great player, the strength he showed in midfield was frightening at times.
Here's the Shots in possession in their own half. Glad to say that both Ollie Scott and Will Armitage, two of Aldershot Town's back three tonight, are both playing a full part in the game again after having to receive treatment inside the first 10 minutes. Here's Christian Maghoma arrowing the ball out to the right. That's one in the air by Whitehall, but he can only find Ryan Jones. Jones finds Woodhouse, and Woodhouse finds Aaron Jones. Lovely quick feet from Ryan Jones. He's away past two players. He's into the area, sends it out to the right to Barham. Barham with a cross. Barrett volleys, thinks about volleying, then he changes direction and can't quite get his shot away. But wonderful ideas from Josh, even if it didn't come off, Ollie.
Yeah, we're getting quite a lot of joy down this right hand side at the moment.
Absolutely. Frost with a throw on the left finds Ryan Jones. Jones with an early cross. Aaron Jones smashes it in at the far post for Aldershot's second in the 14th minute, and the Shots have started this game at a blistering pace, and Ryan Jones with the assist. Aaron Jones arriving at the far post, crashing his shot home. Just a slight deflection off a Solihull Moors player, but it was going in anyway. And I was just going to say how Aaron Jones is really starting to get back to the levels after a sustained period back in the side. And the shot skipper doubles the Shots lead. Shots 2, Solihull Moors 0. Ollie Harfield.
That was a great finish at the back stick by Aaron Jones there. Those ones are a lot harder than it looks. The connection he got on that ball was brilliant, and they're really taking advantage of Solihull still being asleep here, to be honest.
Wonderful play from the Shots. Probably the best start I can remember in the first. I mean, what are we? We are 16 minutes in, 17 minutes in now. I may have said 14 there on the goal commentary. Apologies for that. But who cares really? I'll tell you who will care. That's Solihull Moors in a really, really difficult run. Desperate to end that tonight. It's not a good start for them. Long way to go. But when you're struggling to find a win, to go 2-0 down in the opening 16 minutes is not the remedy. And good to see Aldershot taking 2 chances of their first 3, because they're going to need to be clinical if they're going to pull themselves in a sustained way up the table.
Yeah, definitely. It's a really good start. But I think from a Solihull point of view, once you're 7 or 8 without a win and you go 1-0 down early on, it's quite hard for your head not to drop and think almost, oh, here we go again. So it's going to be a uphill battle for them, but a great start from Aldershot.
That is Ollie Harfield, Shots skipper, talking about tonight's Shots skipper, Aaron Jones. And at the start of the season, Ollie, I'm just trying to remember, were you named as captain and him as the club captain? I can't quite remember exactly how it was.
I think AJ is the main skipper and I'm the vice skipper.
Yeah.
So when AJ's not on the pitch, then I'll take over.
And that's right, he wasn't playing in those 1 or 2 of those early games, was he?
No, that was it, yeah.
And another Shots player is down. It's Tyler Frost this time. I think he might have just been momentarily winded, and he is okay. And some ironic cheers from the Solihull Moors fans, I think, probably said, oh, thank goodness he's okay. I didn't see what knocked him over, to be honest, but he's entitled to take a few seconds to get up to his feet. Ball down the left, flicked on by Barham. Tunnicliffe's going to send that forward. He can only find Frost. It's half cleared again, and then are coming together where I think Hargreaves might have got a touch. Ollie Scott there, does so well.
Very well
to clear the danger and play it off of Connor Wilkinson for an Aldershot Town throw. Lindsay Morrish says apologies for being late. I missed the first goal, just tuned in as the second went in. Great start shots. Yeah, no excuses, Lindsay. You have to do a little bit better next time. Lindsay's listening from Tenerife. Colin Hayden, trying to remember if he's back in Tenerife or he's still. I think he's still here. I think he's coming tonight. Colin McDonald from Orlando is still here tonight. Alan Walker's still here from up north. Clearance up in the air from Solihull Moors, and then Barrett's beaten to it by Tunnicliffe. Akinola gets to it, turns sharply, but Ryan Jones read that, gets onto it, goes back to Maghoma. Maghoma back to Dewhurst, and Dewhurst plays it out to the right hand side where Connor Wilkinson almost gets onto it. Maghoma shows the ball to Stevens, but evades him, finds Armitage up to Barrett, who can't quite pull off what he was trying to pull off this time. Solihull Moors have got it. Wilkinson keeping on the ball, probably for lack of an obvious ball out to the right. He eventually goes back to Akinola. John Bostock plays it to Wilkinson, who sends a really deep ball angled out to the left side where it's picked up by Whitehall. He's one-on-one against Aaron Jones now. He's coming across the area. Slightly heavy touch, but he's going to try a shot. It's a very good one. It's on target and beaten away to his left by Dewhurst. Takes all the sting out of it, and he can gather it himself. And that would be a moment that'd be easy to pass by Ollie. But if that flies in 2-1, Solihull Moors are right back in it.
Yeah, it's a
ball through the middle to Barham. Sorry, he's just beaten to it by Tunnicliffe and then fouls him as he gets it back. So free kick Solihull Moors. But Ollie Wright's down in goal now and needs treatment. And Ollie Harfield's way too many Ollies in the ground. You can continue with the point you were going to make. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a great save from Marcus there. If that goes in, it completely changes the game. So it's a big save.
Yeah, Whitehall with the shot, cutting in, and he just ran really, and I thought he'd had a heavy touch, but he managed to get his shot away, and it was just parried up in the air and slightly to the left by Dewhurst, and he managed to gather it himself. Shots then came forward, Barham very nearly getting in, and now Ollie Wright's felt something, so both sides have come over to the touchline, and it is one of those games, isn't it, where it's 2-0, 21 minutes in, and both sides, whether they're 2-0 up or 2-0 down, just want that refresher from the manager. Okay, the game situation's changed, how do we play it now?
Yeah, for sure. For Aldershot, it's sort of like when you're on the pitch, it feels like a stick or twist situation. Do you go for Solihull's throat, or are you content with what you've got? So hopefully they keep the pressure on and sort of take advantage of Solihull's slow start.
Jade McGilloway says, watching and listening to the shots commentary via Rob Shot. If you see this, give Ellie and Gina a big hello from me and the sleeping mini Barhams. Yeah, good evening to you, Jade. Glad you're tuned in. Hopefully Jack can score as well. Thought he played really well on Saturday, Ollie, Jack, without just being able to put the gloss on the finish. I mean, he made those first two chances for himself with his pace and his tenacity. And I did speak to him afterwards, and he did agree he should have been scoring at least one of them.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll admit that, but the one thing he guarantees from Jack is his work rate is unbelievable. Whether he scores or not, the level he gives the team is unbelievable.
Could do a restart here by Ollie Wright, the keeper, who's okay after treatment. Not sure what time we're going to get done tonight. We've had 3 stoppages in play for treatment already. Shots coming forward. Header down by Barrett. Part of his appendage he doesn't often use, into the path of Frost. Frost sends it out to the left and slightly overhits it, trickles out of play, and even the speed of Jack Barham can't keep that one in. Throw into Solihull Moors in the right back position, level with their own penalty area. And Ian Barnett, I think, has messaged me, Please can you do a shout out? Happy 25th birthday to Matt Cupkick. Excuse me, it's pronounced Cupkick, he says. Watching live in Florida. Cheers. Meanwhile, the ball's out of play again. Second down, if you like your American football, for Solihull Moors on halfway line this time. And it's Marcel Oakley that's going to take it into the feet of Connor Wilkinson. He goes backwards to Ollie Tipton, who's playing on the right side of the back three. James Clark on the left. That's an interesting one that they're doing tonight. Good battle on the left-hand side. Eventually, referee sees a free kick. Luca Woodhouse comes through, blasts it into the south stand. It won't be a throw, though. It'll be a free kick. Our referee tonight is Alan Dale. He is the referee that called off the Fylde game. Probably didn't win too many friends that day, but he has given the go-ahead tonight. Has a really low yellow card record. 12 games in the National League, 28 yellows, no reds. That's the lowest I've seen all season. So we'll judge him on his referee, and he's been absolutely spot on so far. 24 minutes gone. Wouldn't say he's had too many tight or difficult calls to make, but here's Solihull Moors' attack being thwarted by Aaron Jones, who's then fouled. And just looking at the body language of the Solihull Moors players, it's all right at the moment, isn't it? It's a long way to go. A third goal from the shots might just puncture that, mightn't it? So we'll be a long way back from there.
Yeah, for sure. Already at 2-0 down, you come off the back of 8 games without a win. They're looking a little bit deflated, but there's still plenty of time for them to get back in it. But Aldershot just need to keep the pressure on here.
Good evening, or whatever time of day it is in Chicago. Mike Hudson, who was here on Saturday, is now back in Chicago. Sorry I didn't get to meet you on Saturday, Mike. Hopefully next season. Alan Walker, who's here with Colin McDonald, who's over from Orlando, says, please can you say that we're not letting Colin go home because he's a good luck charm. Imagine that, coming all the way over from Orlando for 2 games. And the Shots, of course, winning 3-2 on Saturday and 2-0 up at the moment. Everybody who's ever known anything about Aldershot Town will know that this result is by no means guaranteed. Here's Barham holding the ball up, wriggling, turning, comes away with it, does brilliant. Plays it out to the right side where Frost takes it. Is he fouled on the edge of the area? Yes, he is. He's caught, and that's another painful one on the shins, I think. It's Tunnicliffe, I think, who's appealing against it, but it's at least a free kick. It may be a yellow as well. Barham did superbly in close control up against 2 Solihull Moors defenders, wriggled away, and then with the outside of his right foot played it into the path of Frost. It was tight. It was a 55-45, and the Solihull Moors player knew he had to make the tackle, Ollie, and Frost's all right, but great work from Jack.
He did just catch him, but this is Josh Barrett territory.
It certainly is. I mean, if anything here, it might be a little bit difficult to get up and down because it's literally less than 1 yard outside the penalty area. So 19 yards out. If anybody can get it up and down, it probably is Mr. Barrett. He won't want to stay on 13 goals for long, will he?
No, definitely not.
27 minutes will have elapsed by the time this free kick's taken at the East Bank end, for the benefit of our listeners. Left of the D, 1 yard outside the penalty area. Josh Barrett steps up, finds the ball, follows up shot. That cannons deflects off the wall. Follow up shot from Hargreaves is blocked, and then Solihull Moors clear it out to their left. Aldershot's right, throw into the Shots. Very, very difficult to get it up and over there from Josh, and he had 2 efforts but hit the wall both times.
Yeah, I think he was stuck in 2 minds there, to be honest. He knew he probably couldn't, it was too close to get it up and over.
Ryan Jones is going to take this, so the Shots setting up for a long throw. In he comes now, and it's headed on by Armitage, but he's deemed to have had hands on one of those Solihull players, so that set piece comes to nothing. I'm going to pick on a slight negative here. in recent weeks and games, the Shots have had quite a few free kicks that have never had a chance to come to fruition because they fouled. I know it's competitive and we desperately want that first contact, don't we? But it's a fine line, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really tight. I mean, refs seem to be really clamping down on it at the moment. I think any sort of contact the ref sees, and he's just going to give it.
Pete Baxter says, please send my regards to Chicago Mike, and it was good to meet him on Saturday. Here's Solihull Moors clearing forward through Oakley, headed up in the air by Ollie Scott, who's quick and brave again, and Akinola takes him out. The referee Allendale gives the free kick, and what we have seen probably in this first 29 minutes is a lot of opportunities to show yellow cards, and we can see why his average is so low, because I think most refs would have shown 2 by now already, Ollie, wouldn't they?
Yeah, for sure. It's good from the ref to keep it flowing. You know,
yeah.
No one wants to see all the cards coming out all the time.
Quick word about Tommy. Any update from him, and is he here tonight? I honestly don't know if he's here or not.
I haven't seen him personally, but I do believe he is here.
Was it a 2-game ban that he got from the box, or?
Yeah, I think it is a 2-game ban. Yeah.
Here's Maghoma, moving on to that, playing it back to Dewhurst. Not sure if it bobbled or not, but Dewhurst slices it to the left and out of play. As always, of course, we wish Tommy all the best. And Hugo told us on Saturday that he was suspended from the dugout anyway, so took the opportunity to just take a step back again. It's obviously straight back into the heat of action for him when he did come back. He'll be pleased with his side's performance tonight, wherever he's looking on from. So far, in comes the throw from Solihull Moors, one in the air by Armitage. Bostock picks it up on the edge of the area, then a good tackle by Armitage to get it back off of Akinola. He can't keep the ball in play. It'll be a throw into Solihull Moors. There are a few other games in the National League tonight. I'll have a look at them in just a moment. And meanwhile, we'll see where this Solihull Moors throw's gonna go. Into the area it goes, headed away by Ollie Scott, only as far as Bostock. He's under pressure from Ryan Jones, goes back to Oakley to Whitehall on the right hand side, and now back inside to Bostock. Bostock lifts the ball in towards the far post. It's headed back across goal, and they meet it, but then a Shots player gets a foot on it, out again, shot comes in, and Dewhurst does well, gets down to his near post and somehow diverts it behind for a Solihull Moors corner. And now Dewhurst might need treatment. What a crazy first 31 minutes it's been. It's 2-0 to Shots, and we're possibly going to get a 4th physio onto the pitch of the evening. No, Dewhurst is up and he's okay. Did well there though, Ollie, just to keep that one out.
Yeah, he done really well. I think the ball might have caught him in a precious place, so I think he's just taken a few moments to himself.
Fair enough. Another corner then to Solihull Moors, who are making a good fist of this in the last 5 minutes. They're on the front foot. They're looking to make sure they get the next goal in this game. In comes the corner, low, steered towards goal by Jack Stevens. Lovely move off the training ground there, and only just wide. But Ollie, I think that was deliberately played low and to the near post where Stevens had peeled off and got onto it, and he'll be disappointed he missed the target.
Yeah, for sure. It's a decent little set-piece routine there. You're seeing it a lot in the Premier League at the moment, where teams are playing it low at the front post and getting first contact on it. But I'm happy to see that one go wide.
That's Ollie Harfield. I'm Rob Worrell. Steve Gibbs is with us as well. And Dewhurst takes the goal kick. Barham may have just brushed his hand, but referee gave nothing. The ball's gone forward by Solihull Moors. Maghoma jumps, heads it into touch, but wins a free kick anyway for Connor Wilkinson backing into him, and that's a rare sight. Maghoma winning a free kick. It's true though, isn't it? I mean, he marks very tightly. He's very combative. He's given away a couple of penalties doing that this season, but on this occasion, the right side of the referee's decision.
Yeah, he's done well there, really aggressive.
Knocked down for Barham into the path of Barrett, sends it left, looking for Frost, who slips, and now Oakley picks it up, but Woodhouse comes in and tries to win the ball, and that is a classic free kick where lots of referees would now be showing a yellow to Luca Woodhouse for cynically stopping the play, which is what he did, but this referee Alan Dale says play on. Here's Solihull Moors coming forward. but it's cut out by the shots, and Barrett can't quite get onto it. They go back to Ollie Wright. Ollie Wright, and that's surely a foul. It is indeed on Luca Woodhouse, who's all over that midfield, isn't he? Steve looked this up. He'd only ever played one game in midfield in his career, but either he's said something or the management team have worked something out that he's just such a natural footballer that he can do the job.
Yeah, he's really composed on the ball. You know, I've been at training the last few weeks watching on, and you know he's played in there in a few 11v11s, and he's looked really good. So it's no surprise he's out there tonight playing in that position again.
All right, we're in the 34th minute, 2-0 to the Shots. Just to confirm that, well, in comes the ball. It's missed by a lot of people, and Luca Woodhouse will get onto it. Send it back to Aaron Jones. Jones inside to Cameron Hargreaves. It passes him, but he just switches on the turbo, changes direction, still gets onto it, sends it to Ryan Jones. Jones exchanges passes with Frost, who goes back to Ollie Frost. Now, Ollie Frost? Too many Ollies, I told you that. Ollie Scott, of course. Hargreaves is onto it now, sends it back out to the left to Frost, who controls it well. Sends it into the path of Ryan Jones. What a lovely turn. He's away from his man. He's got to the byline, squared it across, cleared away by Solihull Moors. But terrific play from Ryan Jones, who I think, and you may tell me different, but I think he's got the quickest feet in this Aldershot Town squad. He can just go do-do-do, and he's gone past players.
Speed of feet is ridiculous.
Yeah, wonderful. It's always the thing that just gets him away from one or two players. Lovely little shuffle that opposing players just don't see. Here's Mag Homer clearing the ball forward out to the left. Big leap from Ryan Jones, and eventually the ball goes into touch for a Solihull Moors throw. Still 2-0 to the Shots, 35 minutes gone. Solihull Moors going back to Ollie Wright in goal. I'm pretty sure Wright was on loan earlier in the season at Yeovil from Southampton, and then he got recalled and sent straight out on loan to Solihull Moors. So he's played most of the season in the National League this year. The ball's in touch again. It'll be another throw in to Solihull Moors. Lewis Davies, another one of those stray shots, who came down for the first time since, got to get it right now, Lewis, 1994, when Aldershot played Chertsey. He was here on Saturday, and he's back in the tune. More on that in a minute, because the Shots are on the counter-attack with Hargreaves. Hargreaves out to Aaron Jones. He makes a few yards now. Jack Stevens shuts him down. Comes inside. Woodhouse to Armitage. Armitage back inside to Woodhouse. Ball forward. Can Ryan Jones get there? He's onto it. Yes, he can. And the early contender for tonight's man of the match, Ryan Jones, puts Aldershot Town 3-0 up in the 37th minute. Onto the ball, through the middle, brings it down nicely through the keeper, and then prodded it past him. Ryan Jones, 3-0 Aldershot Town. Ollie Harfield.
Just what we were talking about, Luca Woodhouse in that middle of the park, gets his head up, so composed. It's an unbelievable ball over the top. Great control ball, Ryan Jones, and slots it away. 3-0.
Ryan Jones has had a very mixed season, Ollie, hasn't he? Pre-season we thought, wow, what a player we've got here. And then for one reason or another, he didn't quite get that early season momentum. And he had to be on the fringes of things for a while. He then burst back in, scored a few goals in different cups, and it still hasn't gone smoothly. But on his day, and I do wonder, is that possibly his best position, where he's got that freedom, in the 10 position to pick it up on the left or centrally?
I think so, yeah. He can jinx both ways, as we've said about before. His feet are so quick, and when he gets his confidence up, he's a hell of a player. Right,
I can't remember this season the Shots being 3-0 up in the first half. Perhaps they have been, but if they do, it escapes my memory. I know they come from behind, didn't they, at times? They were ahead against Maidenhead and conceded 4 when they scored 3 against Halifax. So certainly for me been the best first half performance of the season. Here's Jones getting it again, going down the left side, inside to Barrett, inside the penalty area, heavy touch, the ball runs free, and Solihull Moors clear it. Wonderful play again from Ryan Jones. who certainly had his best half of the season in a National League match, that's for sure. And the East Bank, possibly even the North Stand joining in full voice. 6.5 minutes left in the first half, and it's been a pretty awesome first 38.5 minutes for the Shots. We'll update our radio listeners very shortly. They've got a Brighton game this evening. Really, they've gone to the wrong game. They should have had this one, but Brighton just pipped it. You know, I don't understand why, really. Must be something to do with Premier League. Solihull Moors are going to make a first half substitution here. Fletcher Holman's coming on, and I do wonder if that's, well, it is. It's White. Is it Whitehall who's gone off, or is it Akinola? It's Whitehall who's gone off. It's got to be a formation change as well. But we'll see. We'll just see how that is. I mean, Fletcher Holman scored a consolation goal for Solihull Moors late on Saturday when they lost 3-1. He probably will be a little disappointed not to have started tonight, but of course they've got the goal scoring talents of Wilkinson and Stevens available for the first time, the pair of them, for some weeks. And another Aldershot player's down. Spotted who it is, Ollie?
No, I can't quite see whether it might be Ollie Scott.
Yeah, crazy stuff. Well, we got a stoppage in play. If you can pass the microphone to Steve again for me. Steve, my question to you, while an Aldershot Town player receives treatment, I may have to cut you off if they come to me on the radio, actually, but is this Aldershot Town's best first half of the season? Is it Ryan Jones' best, potentially his best game of the season in the National League? Hang on, Steve. I think they're going to come to us. Oh, they're playing out the commentary of it. Sorry for our online listeners and our NLTV viewers. We'll get the thoughts of Steve Gibbs in just a minute. Whitmore's coming on as well for Solihull Moors. So whether that's tactical or a change, I'm not sure. Is it Tunnicliffe? No. Yeah. No, they've improved it further, Tim. It's 3-0, the third goal coming in the 37th minute. Luca Woodhouse, the centre-back playing in midfield, got his head up, clipped the ball through the middle to the on-rushing Ryan Jones, who took it down lovely, drew the keeper and then slotted it past him. So that has added to the two previous goals from Aaron Jones and from Cameron Hargreaves, which might just be the pick of the lot, Tim. The Shots absolutely rampant tonight against the Solihull Moors side, 8 games without a win, and they're hitting them while they're down. It's not over yet, long way to go. We've had 5 stoppages for treatment to players in this first half, so I don't think we'll be getting that 10:04 tonight. 41 minutes and a quarter gone. Aldershot Town 3, Tim. Solihull Moors 0. If you've got a moment, I've got Ollie Harfield here alongside me. Ollie, can you join us again? You've been a good luck charm for the Shots tonight, but seriously, they've really hit their straps tonight, haven't they?
Yeah, I can't fault anything in this first, 41 minutes. It's been unbelievable from everyone. They just suffocated Solihull. They just cannot barely get out of their half at the moment.
Terrific stuff, and that's Ollie Harfield. We wish him well, of course, on his recovery. Out for the season, Tim, but doing very well here alongside me in commentary, and Steve Gibbs is one place further down, but we can always push him completely out of the box if we need to.
Looks like Manny Madger's coming on for Aldershot here. Yeah,
good spot from Ollie Harfield there. Aldershot are going to make a first half change as
Ollie
well.
Scott.
Yeah, they may well have to have a shuffle and maybe put Luca Woodhouse back into defence.
Yeah.
Now Ryan Jones has fouled Akinola. What a chaotic first half this has been. In one sense because there's been 3 goals, but in another because there's now been 3 substitutions, and whatever it was that Ollie Scott was bravely continuing with, we might have to send you to the dressing room at half time, see if you can find out what the nature of the injury is, but
looks like a shoulder, collarbone sort of situation.
Oh yes, he's got his a little bit of a sling situation going on. What a shame. Solihull Moors send the ball in. The ball goes to behind the goal. Solihull Moors player ends up on the floor. tried to pull Armitage down with him, and our referee Alan Dale has given a free kick to Aldershot. We are less than 2 minutes from finding out how many added minutes there's going to be, but if it's not at least 6 or 7, I'll be rather shocked, won't you?
Yeah, there's been 4 or 5 injuries now.
So interesting situation for Manny Madger. Terrific for Banbury last season. A summer signing for Tommy Widrington, who's probably only taking part in his 3rd or 4th league game of the season. That even Ollie Harfield's played more than that. Now, undoubtedly a talented player. Came on, did well in the last 10 minutes or so on Saturday. Ollie Scott's misfortune is his opportunity, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. He came on, last game and done really well, so he deserves his opportunity today.
So Lucan Woodhouse now back into the left-sided of the 3 defenders, the Ollie Harfield and Ollie Scott position. Manny Madger into the centre of midfield alongside Cameron Hargreaves. And Armitage wins the 50-50 in the air. It's hooked on by Maghoma. Jones goes down, he's caught, but gets up again. Clark limps out of the challenge, but he's okay as well. It's been an atrocious first half, and Luca Woodhouse has played his part in it. I think he was loving it in midfield, wasn't he? But having played his part with that assist, he'll probably understand the need for him to be back there now, and he'll want to play in his part, ideally in a clean sheet, Ollie, but most importantly, making sure the shots go on to get all 3 points. A little bit late there from Manny Madger, and he's going to get an early yellow. The crowd don't like it. He's probably slightly the victim of the referee just needing to take a little bit of control, isn't he? But it was a missed time challenge, and we are going to have 7 added minutes. Ollie, Manny Madger a little bit late. If he'd made that challenge, if he'd been on in the first 5 minutes, he might have got away with that yellow, but he's not going to now, is he?
Yeah, I think the refs realise he's let quite a lot go, and I think he's made the decision there. He can't let this one slide.
So now a difficult situation for Manny Madger to navigate, not in the script, coming on after 38 minutes and then getting an early booking with effectively what was his first tackle. Steve, just your thoughts on that yellow card. I mean, in the context of this game, it might not have been, but referee has got to show he's in control at some point, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think it was a little bit late for Manny, unfortunately, and it is great to see him finally get his opportunity. Injured in pre-season, and then he's not really got started any time this season, but yeah, he arrived with a great reputation, a young, highly rated player amongst those watchers who know a lot about the kind of lower reaches of the non-league. Really wish him well. Hope that he can overcome and ride out this situation, because it will be so easy for, even with the shots 3-0 up, it would be so easy for him to, in that kind of midfield engine room, for him to pick up another unfortunate yellow card. He is walking a tightrope, but yeah.
There'll be at least 50. Thank you, Steve. There'll be at least 52 minutes in this first half. At the moment, we're 46 and a half of the way through them. It'll be 47 by the time Connor Wilkinson limps off. And who knows, Solihull Moors might have to make a third first half substitution. He's been out injured. I was surprised to see him in the starting lineup. I question whether he'd be able to go the 90. I'm told by the Solihull Moors media team that he shouldn't really have been involved in Saturday's game at all, but they did have to bring him on. He may stay on. In comes the free kick, and it's from Bostock straight into the midriff of Marcus Dewhurst. Jack Wells Morrison was there and interested as well. But Shot's first job here, Ollie, and you'd be saying this and thinking as if you were out there. We're 3-0 up. It's been great first half, but we got 5 or 6 minutes here, and we go in with a clean sheet. Yeah,
for sure. Now I think it's just make sure Solihull don't get a sniff that they can come back into this game. Just keep them out of it and shut the door now.
Yeah, they've had a good, not long really, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes where the ball's largely been in the Aldershot town half. They've while doing so lost a couple of players. Here's a good battle between Barham and Jones. Jones sends it forward to Barrett, who heads it on with wonderful vision. Behind him, the on-rushing Tyler Frost. He's got the ball, he's running to the edge of the area, he's going to try a shot. And I'm going to be the first to say That must have bobbled, because Tyler Frost's shooting is not that bad. He got right underneath it and it's cleared the goal, the stand, the advertising above it, and it almost landed in the tree.
Yeah, lucky that tree was there.
Yeah. Yeah, unlucky Tyler Frost. But let's talk about this now, because I mentioned it, I sort of headlined it pre-match. Tyler Frost on Saturday, Ollie, gave us the perfect example of how to clear your head and continue to give all you've got when something goes horribly wrong for you, like that own goal.
Yeah, definitely. He had a tough half, the first half, but the way he got himself together, the boys got behind him in the dressing room at half time, and the way he came out was unbelievable, really, because it would be quite easy. You score an own goal, things are going against you, to sort of go into your shell, but he came out fighting and ended the game really strongly. Yeah,
he cleared one off the line. I can't remember if it was 2-1 or 2-2 at the time. He cleared one off the line and then he started the move that led to the winning goal. Here's Solihull Moors on the counter-attack. Mag Homer does well to intercept, and Tyler Frost has got the afterburners on. He's going over halfway, he's pushed down. Is he not pushed down? No, it looked like he was from here by Connor Wilkinson, who's bravely battling on. The ball's gone out into touch off of Frost. It's a throw into Solihull Moors. And a tough initiation for Matt Taylor since he left Wealdstone and come to Solihull Moors. Not a lot has gone right for him. The former Premiership player, relatively inexperienced manager still, but Solihull Moors obviously saw in him what Wealdstone saw in him, and I guess he just needs Solihull or a club to show enough faith in him long enough that he can get his own ways across. Never easy for a manager to come into any team mid-season, is it? Particularly one that was doing so well and overachieving slightly, really, under Andy Wing. When we get restarted, it'll be Marcus Dewhurst with the goal kick, and we're now 50 minutes in to a minimum of 52. And Dewhurst places the ball and now will take. Straight down the middle. Barrett jumps, but he's beaten in the air by Tunnicliffe, and then Wilkinson's onto the ball, turns it back, but intercepted by Aaron Jones, cleared away by Whitmore, one of those two first half substitutes. Mag Homer sends a ball down the right channel. Whitmore will win that in the air. Ryan Jones wins the next one in the air. Hargreaves heads it up again, and then Solihull win it again. Madger sends it forward. Whitmore will clear. It's frantic stuff. There's a free kick to Aldershot for a foul by Wilkinson on Madger. And I think the referee with a word in Wilkinson's ear, which might be a final warning for him. It's not the first free kick he's given away today. It might be at least the third. He's continuing his discussion with the referee, and he'd be wise to pin his ears back, listen, and see if he can get away without a yellow. And he has done. Well done, Connor. Frustrating evening for him and his teammates so far. It's going to be a difficult half-time team talk for Matty Taylor. They were 3-0 down on Saturday, scored late on to make it 3-1. There's a free kick taken up to Barham, holds it up and goes back to Ryan Jones, sends it inside to Barrett. Barrett, ball through the defender to Barham. Barham sends in the cross. Oh, two shots players there, Woodhouse and Armitage, and somehow or other the Solihull Moors player really got it away. Defending. Really good defending. Yeah, sent back in, header down from Woodhouse, finds Madger to Josh Barrett. Barrett to Barham, who again is a willing runner. He's given, well no, the referee stopped play for a head injury to Jack Stevens. That must have been off the ball, was it? I didn't see that, or the challenge before.
I think it was a challenge before, just took the ref a while to notice it, I think.
Right, well the 52 minutes are up, but we've had two more stoppages within the added 7. So I'm going to have to check the train timetables shortly just to see if I can still get home to Cambridgeshire tonight, but that's my worry. Mag Homer's just come over for a chat with Hugo Langton, and Aaron Jones for a chat with Richard Dryden. And I think everybody, ourselves included, just want the half-time whistle to go now, don't we, Ollie? 3-0 at half-time, doesn't get much better than that for shots. They're going to be given possession here, right on the byline, to Josh Barrett. He immediately smashes the ball against James Clark for the corner. And a nice little bit of nous there from young Josh Barrett at the age of 26, one of the older players in the shot squad.
Yeah. No, he's very clever player there.
Corner taken short with Jones. Back to Barrett, sorry. Now Jones sends in the cross, headed away. And the half-time whistle goes on 58 minutes and 13 seconds. And generous applause around the stadium, as you would expect for the Shots, who go in 3-0 up, thanks to goals from Cameron Hargreaves, Aaron Jones and Ryan Jones. And here with his thoughts on the first half is our debutant summariser, Aldershot Town vice-captain, but he's our captain in a commentary box tonight, Ollie Harfield.
Yeah, it's unbelievable start from Aldershot. You know, I think they smelt blood from minute one, to be honest. Solihull didn't really look like they ever got started, and I think they'll be very happy to see the half-time whistle, to be honest.
Thank you very much, Ollie. If you do want to take a break, go in the warm, get a cuppa, go to the dressing room, you're more than welcome now. And we'll see you for the kick-off of the second half. Thank you very much. I'll get the considered thoughts of Mr. Steve Gibbs in just a second as well. Well, Steve, our NLTV viewers will have probably left us now. For the majority of people online listening, I'm sure, of red and blue persuasion, it's a nice feeling for the Shots to, 3-0 up at half-time doesn't happen often, but it's no fluke. I'd say they're well worth that 3-goal lead. Would you agree?
I would, absolutely. They've been utterly dominant. Huge credit to the whole team, really, for keeping Wilkinson and Stevens, real quality players, quiet. They've not really had a sniff. You can see the frustration that Connor Wilkinson is feeling, an awkward, and that's putting it kindly, challenge on Manny Madger just before half-time, suggesting that maybe he had a bit of an elbow aimed at the Aldershot midfielder. But yeah, Aldershot Town have been brilliant, and that's exactly what's that start, scoring after 62 seconds. When you've got a team that are in such a poor run, 1 point from the last 8 games, the last thing you want to do is give them a foothold, give them confidence, give them anything that will give them a shred of optimism that this is going to be different. And Aldershot Town snuffed that out pretty much straight away, and since then, as Ollie pointed out, they have been utterly dominant, not given them a sniff. Solihull must be in the dressing room now at the Ebb Stadium thinking, what's going to happen? This could be 4, 5, 6. And then you think, with them still harbouring ambitions of a playoff place, what does a result like that, not just the lost points this evening, but what does that do to them psychologically throughout? And if you're having to play players that aren't really fit, play players out of position, play players that and make those first half substitutions, which, whether they're tactical or for injury or not, like, they were 2-3 down before those substitutions started. Matt Taylor is going to be wanting to change things because it's clearly not working. Aldershot Town, though, absolutely superb, absolutely brilliant. And to answer your question, Ryan Jones.
Yeah, sorry about that. We didn't get back to him
absolutely fine. Yeah. Ryan Jones has been brilliant. I seem to remember him also being brilliant in the second half against Woking, so maybe it's his joint best 45 minutes of the season. But yeah, and I think his defensive duties as well often goes unsung. He does the dirty work, and yes, he's brilliant going forward, attacking the opposition goal, but he's also no slouch when he has to play that wing back role, the back half of that role. He's just as good at as the wing role, and I think he is the perfect player for that position. But yeah, in that number 10 role he thrives, and he is a huge asset to this club, particularly in this sort of form.
While you're still with us, Steve, just battling against Craig on the PA at the minute. He's eased off now. Lewis Davis, I hope you're listening at half time. I started to read out your message tonight. Sorry about that. I'm obviously distracted by a number of stoppages, treatments, goals, all sorts. he says, evening Rob, back in the tune. Great weekend which I spent supporting the world's red wine producers. Just wanted to ask your thoughts about the fixtures to have York at Maidenhead and Gateshead at Eastleigh on a Tuesday night. Is he talking about games tonight? He's slightly confused me there, Lewis. I've had some issues with my with my signal tonight. Are those games going on tonight, or is he talking about Aldershot games? Lewis, I don't quite understand your question. I'm sorry about that. Maybe you could rephrase it for us. Chris Maynard says, sounds like you're getting a sore throat there, Rob. Yeah, that's why Steve's here, just in case he needs to take over. I think it's best you save your voice for Saturday. I'm sure Ollie and Steve can cope with the last 15 minutes of the game. Then you can make a quick exit to catch the train. Very good, I like that. Lindsay Morris says, time to refill his wine glass. Neil Hocking says, amazing game, great turn of events. The Hocking family are listening from Canada, watching on with my son Alfie. Come on, you mighty shots. And Paul Bertie Reynolds says, send Colin back to Orlando. He owes me a beer. Great game commentary once again. Yeah, Colin McDonald, Steve, over here from Orlando, taken in 2 games. And apparently Alan Walker's managed to get him and Colin tickets for Sittingbourne on Saturday away. So,
wow. That's
wow.
a proper tour. That is a tour of duty. That really is.
Yeah, I mean, I always say, if you watch Aldershot Town 3 times, you'll see a win, a draw, and a defeat. So
quite probably.
Let's hope this isn't either the draw or the defeat.
Yeah, hopefully that sequence has been dispelled this evening, and we don't want to think about the outcome on Saturday. But yeah, I had the pleasure of meeting the Chicagoan and Floridian elements of the stray shots on Saturday after you'd left the building. I was still sat here toiling away in the dark and the cold, and they came and said hello and warmed my evening. It was lovely to meet them, and yeah, it just shows the reach of Aldershot Town around the world, the passion that people feel to make such Herculean efforts to just come back and watch a football match, particularly when you can sit back in your living room or whatever. And in America it's the middle of the afternoon at the moment, so have a nice quiet Tuesday afternoon watching the football. I'm sure that would be lovely, but no, it's also good to get back to the old lady of North East Hampshire, the Ebb Stadium, every so often.
Right, Steve, Lewis Davis has now confirmed what he was saying. Those games are tonight, York at Maidenhead and Gateshead at Eastleigh on a Tuesday night. Perhaps because of my signal issues, while I just read out this further comment from Graham Haskell, you could just have a look at the half-time scores in the National League for us. Right, Graham Haskell, getting to your point. Thank you very much for all the interaction tonight. It's keeping us warm and keeping us going at half time. Graham Haskell says, please can you give a shout out and thank you on behalf of all the stray shots to Alan, Gina and others that organised the weekend. Great to meet fellow shot supporters with a deep love for the club. Good comeback on Saturday and good performance so far tonight. Up the shots and the strays. Thank you, Rob. Graham Haskell watching and listening on DAZN tonight from Wiltshire. So Graham may not hear his mention if that one's not going out on DAZN, but not to worry. Our online listeners have heard it, and Steve's just keying in the website to get those half-time scores for you. On the official club website, www.theshop. Steve, you good to go?
Technology is conspiring against us currently.
Okay.
I'll be back with you.
Right, Lewis Davis, send us the half-time scores and I'll read them out. Unless Steve beats you to it. Ricky Cope, aka Pugs, listening all the way from Bonnie, Scotland. Great start, just what we needed. Come on, you shots. Good evening to you, Pugs. Sorry you couldn't make it at the weekend. I know you wanted to be here. There's nobody that knows you that questions your love for Aldershot Town. Even if you are going off watching all these other teams at the moment, you love your dose of football, don't you? Of course, I completely get that. And so, who's going to win this half-time race between Lewis Davis and Steve Gibbs? Lewis will now be mortified that I've called him Lewis Walker. It'd be worse if I called Alan Walker Alan Davies, wouldn't it? But golden goal tonight was secured by Mr. Cameron Hargreaves. He doesn't get the prize, but I certainly not going to win it with minute number 27 and number 72, so I can rip those up. And just into the second minute it was. I happened to look up at the clock behind. Been at the other end, I wouldn't have noticed it, but it just literally clicked past the first minute, Steve, hadn't it? When Cameron Hargreaves, I mean, if he just volleyed it instead of Chesterton volleying it, it would have been in the first minute.
Yeah, I think it was about 62, 63
what was
seconds.
he playing at, honestly?
Yeah, sluggish, just like my internet at the moment. Lewis could write them down, walk down the A1, and get them to us quicker than currently my
he couldn't,
laptop
because
or mobile.
He'd have to stop at every alehouse on the way, and I think
Still
you might
Still
just
be
beat
quicker.
him. Pete Baxter says the best setup is to have DAZN on to watch the game and mute it while listening to Rob Shot. Thank you, Pete. Very nice, very kind of you. Excuse me. Half times, games in the Premier League tonight must be for TV reasons, kicking off early at 7 o'clock, so they're almost at the hour mark. 3 of them: Brighton 1, Bournemouth 0, Palace 1, Villa 1, and Wolves 1, Fulham 2. Bizarrely, I'm able to get those scores, but not the National League. Here we go. Eastleigh 0, Gateshead 0, Maidenhead 0, York 1. We'll take that, Steve. And Tamworth 1, Rochdale 0. Wealdstone, Boston was called off. Halifax, Dagenham was called off. So Dagenham, Wealdstone and Boston unable to make progress tonight. I don't like looking at live league tables, so all I'm going to say is the shots were goal difference outside the bottom 4 on Saturday. Should they secure all 3 points tonight, Steve, then it'll certainly do their league position an awful lot of good. 6 points from 2 games if they can hold on.
Yeah, and 2 difficult games as well. All right, opposition are in poor form in Hartlepool and Solihull, but at this stage of the season it is that cliche. And it's a cliche because it's true. It's better to have points in the bank than games in hand. You never know who's gonna start beating who, and when you're around in that bottom 4, that bottom 8, losing can become a very, very compelling habit. And if Aldershot Town can start a bit of a run, find a bit of form from Saturday, from tonight, take that through, progressing the FA Trophy just for kicks, and then start picking up league points again as we head into March, that could go a long way to securing what at the moment would feel like the achievement, the triumph of mid-table obscurity.
Lewis Davis has come back in, sent a telegram from the north. He said, "Don't look at the table. I've got it. It's okay." we don't even think about it until we're in the 12th minute of added time tonight. Pete Baxter says, "Hope you and Steve clocked the badges I dropped on you." Oh, Pete, it was you. Thank you so much. We did.
Thank
Steve,
you indeed.
we were talking at the time, Steve, and you literally went by the media box. Pete, I beg your pardon, and he went plot with 2 straight shots badges. Thank you so much for them. Steve wants to add his thanks.
Indeed,
as well.
yeah. Thank you very much. It was a drive-by badging. We couldn't. You were so quick. We couldn't see who it was. But very, very much appreciated. I'm not sure that me living in Yateley can count as a stray shot, although I'll take that for the hours spent on motorways from when I was living in Suffolk and Wales and Berkshire. Maybe, I'm not sure that counts, but yeah, I've put in the miles, and this is my very gratefully received belated reward for that. But very, very much appreciated, sir.
It's an indication of just how many stoppages we've had in this game, that that the games at Eastleigh and Maidenhead are already beyond the 50-minute mark, and we haven't even kicked off the second half here yet. Aldershot still not out, nor is the officials, but Solihull Moors are out for the second half, possibly with a flea in their ear, possibly with an arm round them. Who knows? Ollie Harfield's rejoined us, and the Shots are rejoining us, led out by Aaron Jones for the second half. Elsewhere tonight, we just looked at the other half time. Some of the teams down the bottom, their games have been postponed tonight, but Maidenhead are 1-0 down at home to York. It's only human nature, Ollie, to look at the other scores, isn't it? But they only really seem to take real relevance when your own team get the 3 points. It's like, okay, who did we pull away from, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. As a player, you do look at the results. That's no lie. I think every player does, to be honest. But then at the end of the day, you can only focus on what you can do, and we're 3-0 up at half time, so we're doing as much as we can at the moment.
Quick hello again to Greg Thornett and to Graham Haskell. We read out your comments at half time, so if you're only watching on DAZN, you may not have got them, but thank you very much for your interaction. We're about to kick off the second half here at the EBB at 5-9. The Shots now kicking towards the East Bank end in this second half. Lineup as follows: one change from the original starting lineup. Ollie Scott's had to go off, so Dewhurst in goal. Woodhouse now playing left centre back as Dewhurst picks the ball up as Wilkinson shuts him down, for the benefit of our online listeners. So Woodhouse, Maghomer and Armitage across the back three. Frost, Hargreaves, Madger and Jones across the middle. Madger on a yellow card already. Ryan Jones playing superbly tonight behind Barrett and Barham. He's made one, scored one. The skipper Aaron Jones has scored as well, and so too has Cameron Hargreaves. Well, he always scores right now, doesn't he? 3 games, 3 goals, 4 for the season. This was the best of the lot. If you haven't seen it, well, take a look on DAZN or look out for the highlights. Here's a flick on. Barrett could get onto it in the air. Tries the first time lob. Not quite enough height on it to beat the pretty tall Ollie Wright, but Shots with a show of intent. Again, just a minute inside the first half. Barrett knows all about the lob, but it's normally the woodwork that stops him, not the keepers, isn't it?
He does it every day in training, you wouldn't believe it.
Here's Solihull Moors coming forward. There's a push surely by Connor Wilkinson. Gets his shot away. Dewhurst saves it anyway. It would be very easy, Ollie, wouldn't it, to say Shots dominated, they're worthy of their lead, but the role that Marcus Dewhurst has played tonight, because Solihull Moors, I think, have probably had 3 efforts on goal, but he's made 2 exceptionally good saves, hasn't he?
Yeah, definitely. He made a big save at 2-0, which would have made it 2-1 and could have changed the game. So he needs to make sure he stays alive and keeps a clean sheet.
Thank you very much, Greg, for sending in the train timetable for me. It seems that I can still get home by 1:59 a.m. The things we do. Here's Solihull Moors looking to break through the middle, and it's a really strong run from Fraser, from Fletcher Holman. Gets his shot in on target. It's parried and then cleared behind the goal for a corner. But Dewhurst, who we've just been talking about, thwarts Solihull Moors again, and their media team were telling me before the game he had 2 outstanding games for Wealdstone against Solihull Moors last season, and he's a keeper they don't obviously want to come up against. They've got a corner here. They're going to send it in left-footed. We're inside the 3rd minute of the second half. Lovely ball in, and well done, Luca Woodhouse, is it, or is it Armitage?
Looks like Armitage.
Yes, yeah, Armitage, who's just met it at the far post and stuck it straight behind for another corner. Beautifully flighted delivery, Ollie, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a very difficult ball to defend when they come in flat with pace.
So, second consecutive corner for Solihull Moors. We got back to 3-1 on Saturday, but quite late on. They're trying to do so earlier in the second half here. In comes the corner, left-footed, volleyed away by Maghomer. Barham will battle for it, and he may get onto it, and he's got Barrett free if he can get on it. That's terrific cover in there. from Marcel Oakley. Did superbly well, because if Barham could have had one more touch and flicked it over his shoulder, Barrett would have been in. Here's Ryan Jones competing for it, lifting a ball out to the left for Tyler Frost to chase, and he sends it back now under pressure to Madger back to Frost forward, cleared to touch by Tunnicliffe, is it? It might be Tipton, Ollie Tipton, I beg your pardon. Throwing to the shots. We're 4 minutes into the second half. Ryan Jones takes it under control, goes back to Madger clips it down the left, and it goes over Oakley and Frost, and they both turn and watch it and think, who was that meant for? One of those moments, but I'm sure Manny Madger knew what he was doing. He's got his left hand strapped, Ollie. I don't know if you know anything about that injury.
No, I think he's had that ever since he's come in, to be honest. So maybe
lucky charm.
Maybe a lucky charm, yeah.
One or two players have been known to do that over the years. I seem to remember Christian Maghoma doing it for quite a lot of games as well. Oakley's going to take this throw for Solihull Moors. Strange old situation, 3-0 at half time. Always an interesting team talk at both ends, in both camps, I'm sure. The ball's trickled away behind the goal, away to our left. Listen, I don't think there's anybody here in this ground of red and blue persuasion that would care if it was a pretty stale second half and Aldershot won the game 3-0. They'd take it, wouldn't they?
Yeah, for sure, we'd take that all day long. I think the main thing is just don't give Solihull even a chance to get back into the game.
Goal kick then to Solihull Moors. And the goalkeeper struck it, as I'm sure you could tell from what you picked up on our sound effects microphone. It's one of the loudest cries of that I've heard in a very long time. So I'm not sure if Ollie Wright's done something to incur the wrath of the East Bank faithful. There's a good interception, well, a pretty straightforward one from Armitage. Oh, lovely take and turn from Ryan Jones, but then he's dispossessed by Akinola, who's given it away. He lays on the floor appealing for a foul, nothing given. Luca Woodhouse into the path of Frost, and Frost can't really go back to his keeper here. And so he'll try the diag out to the right, and he does find Aaron Jones, exemplary first touch into the path of Armitage. Applause on this side of the stadium. Ball forward to Barrett, cleared by Solihull Moors. Bostock, who we know has got superb quality, has had a relatively quiet game tonight, just that one free kick. He's beaten to that one initially by Ryan Jones. Jones comes back, but he fouls him in doing so. And Bostock, just a little bit of a painful one on his foot, but he gets the free kick. And we've now had 51 minutes gone, and here at the EBB it's shots 3, Solihull Moors 0. Frost onto that ball, he won't be able to keep it in. Throw in to Solihull Moors, and elsewhere Tamworth also 1-0 up against Rochdale, who've got loads of games in hand but just can't seem to buy a point or a win themselves at the moment. They're on the fringe of the playoff race, but with every game they catch up and don't get wins, they're drifting out of that picture. Here's Marcel Oakley right in front of us in the media stand, or the media box, with a throw. Jones is onto a loose ball. Frost clears it. I think he was aiming forward, but it went.
I'm not sure where that was meant for, to be honest.
Yeah, it went directly back to his centre back, who clears forward now, Will Armitage, and that'll drift into touch. And Ollie, let's just call it as it is. Been a really scrappy and horrible start to the second half, and well, that can only suit the team that is 3-0 up. But Solihull Moors, it's evident, are not going to lay down for a moment for Aldershot Town.
No, I wouldn't expect them to be honest. But the longer this goes on for Aldershot, the better.
Right, they're on to the ball here with Ryan Jones. He sends it out to the left side. He's looking for Barrett, but Barrett now sends it into the path of Tyler Frost. He would have preferred it straighter, but he drifts out to the left to get it under control, gives it back to Barrett to his feet, unlike the ball he got into him. Barrett to Ryan Jones. Jones, I think, was looking for Frost, for Barrett, but it goes to Frost, Madger, and then back to Christian Maghoma, who exchanges passes with Madger. Madger's ball forward is cut out, but he does well to get back onto the next one. Then he goes to ground and gives a free kick away, and he's got to be just a little bit careful here, Manny Madger, on a yellow. Free kick's taken quickly. Send Holman away on the right hand side. He's getting to the byline, to the edge of the perimeter, turns back. sends it in. Shot from Wilkinson is parried and then cleared away by Aaron Jones. Good block there from a Shots defender. Hopefully Ollie can credit who it was if he saw.
Didn't quite see that, but it's just a reminder for Aldershot that they need to stay switched on at the back.
Yeah, good turn from Wilkinson, but couldn't get his shot away. Steve, did you see which defender just got the little block on?
The block, I think it was Manny Madger.
Oh, well done, Manny Madger, because he'd won the ball and then he'd given the ball away, tried to win it back, and then he went back and did his job. So well done, Manny Madger. We're now 54 minutes in here at the EBB. You're listening to Rob Worrell, Ollie Harfield, and occasionally Steve Gibbs. National League action, 20th place Shots tonight. Moors starting the game in 14th. Not a position either side want to be in. 3-0 Shots. They've now got a throw in over on the right hand side. Aaron Jones, they may be 3-0 up, but he scurries to get it quickly and gives the ball inside to Madger. Madger to Barrett, sends it round out the right hand side looking for Barham. Bostock, one touch straight into the path of a very deep Jack Stevens, I think. He sends it forward. That's cut out by Maghoma, and Maghoma goes all the way back to Dewhurst, who will shift it into the path of Luca Woodhouse. Woodhouse now coming up to halfway, drills it low into the path of Barrett, turns it round the corner. Whitmore nips in front of Barham. Ryan Jones is momentarily late on Oakley, but Solihull Moors keep the ball, and the referee, got to give him his credit. He might have been fussy about the pitch and called it off against Fyle, but I think he's been pretty good tonight. He's not seeking to be the centre of attention or over officious. He's keeping a relatively low profile, and that is a free kick for a foul on Ryan Jones in his own half, getting back and doing the dirty work as well as the glory stuff, Ollie.
Yeah, you can always guarantee that with him. His work rate's unbelievable.
I don't think anybody really that Tommy Widgington signs is ever going to get away with not putting a shift in. And this is a compliment, by the way, but even Josh Barrett, whose match fitness has grown through the season, works like an absolute Trojan, never stops running, and it's definitely an aspect that he's added to his game, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure, especially under Tommy. You're not going to play unless you're working hard. He signs people that are sort of representatives of him as a person. And if you're not working hard, he's not going to play you.
Big goal for Maidenhead, who have come back on the hour mark against York City. It's 1-1 there. And if you like your Premiership football, in my ears, I'm hearing that Brighton have just taken the lead through Danny Welbeck. But we're not here to cover Premiership football. 56 and a half minutes gone here. 3-0 Shots. Throw-ins taken, headed on. Whitmore clears into touch. It'll be another throw to the Shots, about halfway inside their own half, and Will Armitage is going to take that on the. No, he's going to throw it forward to Aaron Jones. Referee's having a word about where the throw-in's being taken, and he's at least explaining where it's got to go, rather than just talking with cards like some referees do. Armitage runs forward, throws it down the line, brilliantly timed jump and flick on from Jack Barham. Scrappy, the Shots fans getting behind their team at the East Bank end. There's a ball round the corner from Ryan Jones. Barrett's onto it. He's inside the penalty area on the left side. He's got Frost there in support. Frost picks it up, runs into the penalty area, squares it, cut out by Solihull Moors defender. Behind for a corner to the Shots. I think it might well be Tunnicliffe. Aldershot till I die, sing the Shots faithful in the East Bank as we get closer and closer to the hour mark, and we've managed nearly 13 minutes without anybody needing treatment. That's the longest spell of the game so far. Corner to the Shots, and not had too many this evening. In it comes from Barrett, very deep to the far post, headed back across goal. Akinola should clear it here. He does. And he'll find Oakley. Oakley plays it down the line, but he can't find Jack Stevens, who crashes in to a member of the Solihull Moors management team. It's not Mac Taylor. He positioned himself well. Throw into the Shots taken by Frost, inside to Ryan Jones. Quick feet as ever. He's past one. Now coming together with a Solihull Moors player, and Akinola comes away with it. Oh, what a turn from Connor Wilkinson. and then Mag Homer comes through him, and then the shot from distance. Was that from Ryan Jones?
You look like Jack Barham.
Jack
Great
Barham,
defending
sorry.
from Mags.
Beg your pardon. Yeah, it was very quick. And Mag Homer, really strong
again.
challenge on Wilkinson, who turned and thought, I've pulled this one off, and then he bang with Mag Homer. And Mag Homer fortunately got some of the ball, so it wasn't a foul. Here's Barrett turning inside, sending a ball in, headed away by Whitmore. Cushion header into the path of Jack Wells Morrison. And Solihull Moors trying to play their way out now. Wells Morrison's got it back, sends it inside to Akinola. Akinola under pressure from Hargreaves. Lovely ball up the right side for Oakley. He's to the byline. Frost stops the cross. And we're into the 60th minute of this match. It remains Aldershot Town 3, Solihull Moors 0. The shots scoring in the second, the 16th and the 32nd minute. And it was Tristan Abrahams who got that equalising goal for Maidenhead. Luca Woodhouse is adjudged to have fouled Connor Wilkinson. He does well to just show a momentary frustration and then run back to take up a defensive position. That's definitely something that other players can learn from, because they get a lot of unnecessary yellows showing the dissent there. Seems you can't even have an appeal anymore, doesn't it, Ollie? It's so frustrating.
Clever play from Wilkinson there. He's felt Luca coming in the back of him, has just sort of bundled over. The ref's always going to give it.
Yeah, rest assured there's still an awful lot of quality in this Solihull Moors team that's out there. Bostock, who's over the free kick, Wilkinson, Stevens. In it comes from Bostock towards the far post, and it's headed down and behind for another corner to Solihull Moors, just past the hour mark here. No real events of note in the second half. Holman has forced a save from Dewhurst, and Barrett's tried a lob that wasn't lobbed enough. Other than that, he's been scrappy. Left-footed, out-swinging corner here from Solihull Moors. Whitmore heads it back across, and then it's volleyed away by Madger. Headed up in the air by Bostock, and Hargreaves will get a little header onto Ryan Jones, who plays it off of Bostock towards touch. It's really well kept in by Marcel Oakley, but offside's given against Aldershot just inside the Solihull Moors half, and it's a free kick to the Moors. And long into the middle. Mag Homer has hands momentarily on Fletcher Holman, who's now limping actually, and I think he may have picked up a little calf knock here, Fletcher Holman. Aldershot are then given the free kick, and for Solihull Moors injury woes, they just go on and on, Ollie, and sometimes as a team when you're down on your luck, and we know Aldershot have been in that run of late, but hang on, yeah, Fletcher Holman, I don't think he's going to be able to run that off. It looks like a calf. Well, he's going to run and get the ball, so maybe he is. 1,603 with 46 away fans. We expected a dip in the attendance for a midweek game, and we got it, but he looks like he's going to run that off. Must be a fit young lad. I think he's only 20 years old, and we'll see if he can run it off, because Solihull Moors could do without having to replace another injured player tonight.
Yeah, for sure. It's not easy to run off an injury on a pitch like this at the moment either.
Here's Whitmore heading it forward. Armitage just shades Wilkinson in the air. Aaron Jones hooks it up in the air. Bostock comes around, arms over Ryan Jones. Shots have the free kick. I can't remember too many games like this really, where Aldershot have had a big lead and it's just turned really scrappy. But it's probably a result of the game situation, isn't it? Solihull Moors need to compete for everything, and Aldershot just don't want to give up anything.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's been a bit of both. Aldershot have been brilliant and Solihull have been really poor. So when those two come together, it normally only ends one way.
Absolutely. Ryan Jones is going to take this free kick. It's only just outside the centre circle, but the big guys from the back are up. Sends it out to the right hand side. Is a flicked header from a Solihull Moors player, under pressure from Will Armitage. And I don't know if any centre-back has given away more free kicks in the opposing third than Will Armitage, certainly per game anyway. He's certainly competing for it, but he seems to be an easy free kick for the referee to give time after time. The free kick will be taken as if it were a goal kick. Dan Ellison's just finished a good warm-up, and with Mag Homer not having played too much lately, there's every possibility that he might be needed. Obviously, we need to remember that both Armitage and Ollie Scott, who's now gone off, received treatment as well. There's another good-headed winner from Manny Madger. I think it might just find touch. No, it's kept in on the left touchline by James Clark. And now Alex Whitmore tries a long ball forward, which Luca Woodhouse positions himself well and wins easy. Madger tries to get on it, but the ball falls nicely for Bostock, who sends it out to the left side to Jack Stevens. Jack Stevens ball into Jack Wells Morrison has been cut out. Madger does really well there. Now he turns it back to Aaron Jones. One touch out to the right, sends it forward, and it's cushioned touch by Barrett into the path of Ryan Jones. He's going to send it back inside now to Barrett. He's on the edge of the area, tries a left-footed strike. Oh, it's a wonderful save. I'm pretty sure that was flying towards the goal, on target. Great save by Ollie Harfield.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a more common theme now as the game opens up. Solihull are going to have to chase the game, which is going to stretch the pitch even more.
He'll be wondering how he hasn't scored tonight, Josh Barrett. Great save though from Ollie Wright. And a bit like Saturday, both keepers have made a couple of really, really good stops now tonight. Corner then to the shots, to be taken by that man Barrett. In it comes to the far post, tipped on and away by Wright. And Luca Woodhouse will be the first to get it. He's going to let it drift into touch. Dan Ellison's going for another warm-up, and that can only mean one thing when you go for another one straight away, Ollie. That he's very cold. No, I think you're out of that. I don't want you to confirm that he's coming on, just in case he doesn't. Don't want to ruin your commentary debut.
Yeah, he's definitely looks like he's
an intensive
up in his warm-up.
Yeah. Okay, throw into the shots over on the far side at the East Bank end, in front of the empty slab terracing and the empty final section of the East Bank, because the 46 Solihull Moors supporters are in the south stand. Up steps forward Ryan Jones. We're almost through 36 minutes. First and second contacts come from Solihull Moors players. The second one was to clear it to touch in front of their fans. Over on the right hand side as the Aldershot attack, Aaron Jones has fetched it. I'm Rob Worrell. Alongside me tonight is Ollie Harfield, and you'll occasionally hear from Steve Gibbs, the former Aldershot Town media manager. Welcome to our NLTV viewers and our BBC Surrey Sport online listeners. Throw in taken short to Barham. Back to Barham again, turns inside. He's got company. He's given away. Akinola gets it, turns well. Can't beat the tackle of Madger. Hargreaves pokes it into the path of Barham, who sends it out to the left side. Well taken again by Frost. He's into the penalty area, tries to get it on his right foot. Squares it to Madger. Will Madger try a shot from distance? No, he'll thread it further out right to Aaron Jones. He's on the edge of the penalty area now, up against his man. He's just been forced wide towards the corner flag. It's drifted into touch. Aldershot will have another throw, and it's still scrappy, but it's at the right end of the pitch as far as Aldershot are concerned. Ryan Jones inside to Madger to Hargreaves. Sharp turn from him, and then he's almost pushed off the ball, but he passes it out to Barrett. He's on the edge of the penalty area. Oh, he goes down inside. Referee looks at it. Barrett's hurt. He wants a penalty. Don't think there were too many appeals for it, and the referee just stood there 5 yards away and looked at him. Was never going to give it. What was your thoughts, Ollie?
Definitely looked like he caught him. I think Josh has made the most of it, but ref didn't seem interested at all.
He's up to his feet now. He's been lifted up to his feet by Ollie Wright, who's called him out. He's limping a bit. There's Josh Barrett. He had three players within a yard of him, didn't he? And he was trying to out-trick them all. And then the next thing, he ended up on the floor. I honestly don't know if he tripped over his own feet or what happened, but the referee was no more than 5 yards away and not interested in giving a free kick. Throw in from Solihull, flicked on by Wilkinson. Up and under from Maghomer. Easy for Whitmore, who heads it on. Another header on from Stevens, who's playing quite deep now. But Moors can't keep the ball. Aldershot have got it. Frost is being buffeted by Marcel Oakley, and he'll go back now to Marcus Dewhouse. He's going to receive the ball under pressure from Wilkinson. Sends it out to the right hand side. Beautifully won in the air by Aaron Jones. Flicks it on and gets it back from Barham. Ends up on the floor. He's now in a bit of trouble. Solihull Moors send it in. Connor Wilkinson touches it down. Holman switches it out to the left, tries a shot. That's blocked. Brave defending by Luca Woodhouse, putting his body on the line. And the shots are hell-bent on keeping that clean sheet, Ollie.
Yeah, it's going to be massive for us if we can see this game out of 3-0.
Yeah, different side to the team's game. And so far so good for the shots. But a very spirited fight in the second half, as well as the first from Solihull Moors. No doubt that the shots dominated that first half, but they've always competed in this. There's a nice bit of
Got a bit excited there, I think.
touch and turn there, Will Armitage, and then he ran out of pitch and needs to get back to the basics. Throw into Solihull Moors, yeah, as Ollie Harford said, got a little bit excited. We're in the 70th minute now. Dan Ellison's completed another warm-up, might be his third one of the second half. So he's certainly warm now, whether he's coming on or not. Ball up to Josh Barrett, who can't out-trick Jordan Tuddycliffe. He goes back to his keeper, Ollie Wright, who has kept the score down with a couple of saves. Dewhurst has kept Solihull Moors out with a couple. Oakley beats Woodhouse in the air, but Madger takes it and sends it forward, and Barham's interested on the edge of the penalty area as Wright just gets there in time and helps it out to the right hand side. Oakley can't keep it in. Throw in to the shots. It's got to be a good day, Ollie, I would have thought, for the shots management team to be saying, right, who could do with a 20-minute rest here tonight? Who could be fresh for Saturday, and who could really do with 20 minutes? Because they don't want to completely abandon the shape or the tactics, but certainly would be good to have fresh legs on for the last 20 minutes, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think we're getting towards that stage as the time goes on.
Yeah. Is Hargreaves battling away with Wells Morrison, who does well, sends it out to the left hand side, and Jack Stevens has got his head down and he's motoring down the left wing. He's up against Armitage now, shifts back onto his right foot, tries the ball around the corner, and it goes all the way through to Marcus Dewhouse. And right now Jack Stevens will be thinking, why on earth didn't I try what I tried at Damson Park earlier in the season?
That's just confidence, a pure lack of confidence.
Yeah, funnily enough, I was talking with my son tonight about Cole Palmer, who's playing for Chelsea against Southampton. Now, Chelsea are winning, but he's captained him in his FPL team. And I said, no, I left him alone because he's so shorn of confidence right now. And on Saturday, Cole Palmer, with the talent he's got, gets in front of goal against Aston Villa and falls over because his confidence is so low right now.
Yeah, I think it's the biggest thing in football, you know.
Yeah.
Confidence is huge. It completely turns a player, to be honest.
Goal kick to Solihull Moors, Ollie Wright to take. We're going to see Brad Dollahan in these final 18 minutes or so when there's a stoppage in play. Goal kick's headed into touch by Oakley, and Aldershot Town have the throw, and so far as I can see, it's still 1-1 between Maidenhead and York, and 0-0 between Eastleigh and Gateshead, and 1-0 to Tamworth against Rochdale. 3-0 here to the shots against Solihull Moors. Whitmore tries to clear it forward. It's shut down by Josh Barrett, and that's the end of Cameron Hargreaves' game tonight. He's got his goal a game. His job is done. He's going to get a well-earned rest, and he obviously got told he was coming off because he took up a position right in the centre of the pitch, and he's getting some pretty generous applause from all at the EBB. Another strong showing from Cameron. What an engine he is, Ollie.
Yeah, he's an absolute workhorse. He spends most of his time in the gym, to be honest, so it's no surprise. He's an unbelievable athlete.
Now, Aldershot are going to slightly change their formation. Ryan Jones, I think, will be into the centre of midfield now. Josh Barrett into the 10, and Dollahan up alongside Barham. Is that how you see it?
Yeah, it looks like that.
Yeah. It's very scrappy, listeners. Our viewers, of course, will know that. I'll try and keep describing, but we've had throw-in after throw-in in the last 5 minutes. It's eventually, when the Solihull Moors players between them have retrieved the ball, going to be another throw into them in the right back position. Marcel Oakley's going to take it. We're in the 74th minute. Shots 3, Solihull Moors 0. Madger wins the header. He's growing more and more into the game. Comes back. Frost hooks it over everyone's head. Whitmore heads it into the path of Oakley. Oakley sends it forward and back into touch, and we're back where we started. With a throw into Aldershot Town in front of the away dugout. Ryan Jones to take into the feet of Brad Dodderhan, who gives it back to him. And then Jones is knocked off the ball, but fairly according to the referee. But there's a poor touch from a Solihull Moor player into the path of Dodderhan. He's won it back on the edge of the area. Shoots just over the bar. Well done to the youngster. Worth the go, wasn't it, Ollie?
Yeah, for sure. He worked hard to win the ball back, and he's in his own right to shoot there. Really good managing the game from Aldershot, though.
Yeah. There's different ways to win a game, and Aldershot haven't been in the position 3-0 up too many times this season, but they look good on it. They look confident. I think they're determined, whatever else, to keep a clean sheet in this second half. If they can add to their lead, it'll be a bonus. Here's Whitmore sending it out, and then Maghomer's missed that header. Fletcher Holman's into it on the edge of the area. Dewhurst out, and he finishes. One missed header all night from Christian Maghomer, and well done Fletcher Holman. He pounced, and the clean sheet has gone in the 76th minute. Solihull Moors have found a way back into the game. Aldershot Town 3, Solihull Moors 1. Ollie?
I feel for Mags there. I think he's just misjudged it a little bit. He hasn't actually lost a header all night. He's been unbelievable. Just very misfortunate there, and gives Solihull a bit of a sniff back into the game.
Yeah, Holman. The irony from a Solihull Moors point of view that they were 3-0 down on Saturday, and Fletcher Holman scored a goal for them. I think there's a bit longer left in this one than there was on Saturday. There's a foul by Barham, who jumped into the back of Jordan Tunnicliffe, and Solihull Moors have got a bit of reward for their hard work. Aldershot's clean sheet's gone yet again, so few all season, but the points are still in their clutches at the minute with 13.5 minutes to go. Whitmore takes this free kick to the edge of the back line. Wilkinson surely is pulling down the shots defender. He is. He was given a warning earlier, to be fair, by the referee, and his frustration got the better of him there. I will say this though, he's going to get a second yellow for dissent, Connor Wilkinson, and the second yellow card can only be of his own doing, unfortunately. And I can tell you, Solihull Moors fans, that's the first red card that referee's shown all season. Shots players, a few of them have come over to the bench just to see if there's any fresh instruction. A disappointing moment for Connor Wilkinson, who trudges off forlornly. And even a referee that's reluctant to get his cards out isn't going to be spoken to, however he was, Ollie.
I don't think he had a choice there, to be honest. I think Connor was sarcastically clapping in his face, so he had to go. Dewhurst
takes the goal kick, and just when Solihull Moors get themselves a little bit of hope, that happens. Barrett charges into the side of Stevens. He doesn't think so. I do, for what it's worth, but the referee just runs away. He's not listening. He's shown his average yellow cards for the night and a red. He doesn't want to show any more. Josh Barrett continues his protest, and the referee, with his body language, says, just leave it. Just leave it, Josh. And goal kick taken by Ollie Wright. One in the air by Armitage, one in the air again by Armitage, headed back by Bostock and volleyed forward by that man Armitage. Headed back by Whitmore. Bostock misses his header. Good battle between Madger and Akinola, although Madger needs to be careful. There's a difficult bounce. He's picked up well by Oakley. He's running one. Oh, what a lovely timed tackle from Luca Woodhouse into the path of Ryan Jones. Sends it forward to Dollahan, who tries to head it on into the path of Barrett, but it's a little too straight. Goes through to Wright. Now James Clark sends it forward, and it's taken nicely under control by Fletcher Holman. Holman on loan from Wolves, the 20-year-old. He's scored 2 games running, and there's a good strong run. And well, Frost is deemed to have tackled on the edge of the box. Free kick to Solihull Moors. Frost does the right thing and just gets away from the incident. Doesn't encourage the referee to get his yellow card out, but we've got a slightly precarious situation here for the Shots. They're 3-1 up, admittedly against 10 men, but there's still 10 minutes to go, and Solihull Moors have got a free kick around the edge of the box. I can remember in Terry Brown's days, Aldershot being 3-0 up against Morecambe, and he made 3 substitutes. Steve Gibbs remembers the day, and he remembers the final score in that game. Yeah, it was 3-3.
Before my time.
Before Ollie's time. Jack Stevens with the ball in, blocked I think by a Solihull Moors player, then cleared away by Frost, only as far as Akinola. He sends it out to the left. Solihull Moors want to make another sub. It's hooked back in. Dewhurst jumps, double fist pumps it away, and it's picked up by Armitage, I beg your pardon, Dollahan. Plays it into the path of Barham. Barham sends it back out to the left looking for Dollahan. Clark comes over with the cover, clears it into touch. Throw in to Aldershot Town as Dan Ellison, I'm going to applaud because he's completed his 4th warm-up now of the second half. Meanwhile, Akinola is coming off. He shakes the hand of Bradley Stevenson, who's coming on as a substitute now for Solihull Moors. Had a good game for me. Tim Akinola looks like a class player, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. He's one of Solihull's only really bright sparks, to be honest.
Beautifully announced by Craig Matthews on the PA system. Aldershot Town surely are going to make a substitution or two. We're into the final 9 minutes. 3-1 up. Forced into that first half substitution where they brought on Manny Madger, but they got Van Stapperschurf, Corbett, Mullins, Ellison and Deety on the bench. Still, of course, Dollahan on in the second half, as well as Madger. So 2 substitutes already. More can be made. Throw-ins taken, hooked away by Solihull Moors. Luca Woodhouse is onto it. Plays it to Aaron Jones, who's in a bit of space on the right-hand side. Plays it out to Barrett, who takes it under control. He's up against James Clark. And then he sends it into the area. Solihull Moors clear it into touch. 82 minutes gone. The clock ticks on. Eastleigh 0, Gateshead 1. Excellent win for Brighton and Hove Albion against Bournemouth. And here at the EBB, 82 minutes gone. 3-1 to the Shots. Throw-ins taken to Barrett. He turns it round the corner. Thought there was someone there. I think he thought Jones was there, Ryan, but he wasn't. No, not Ryan Jones, beg your pardon. Forget that one. Go again. We're going to see Kai Corbett in these final few minutes. And it's going to be a goal kick to Solihull Moors with just over 7 minutes to play, plus added time. I wonder if the ref might keep the added time down a little bit in the second half. There hasn't been as many stoppages. There hasn't been any goals. We might have a more routine sort of 3 minutes at the end of this one, mightn't we? So Kai Corbett's going to come on, and he's going to come on for Josh Barrett. Barrett doesn't know that yet. And Aldershot are going to take this throw before it happens. So Armitage with a throw down the line. Solihull Moors have won it. Played down to Armitage, has cut it out. Madja just places it into the path of Luca Woodhouse. Woodhouse tries a ball down the left channel, but Ryan Jones, good advantage by the referee after a foul by a combination of Frost and Jones. And then Jones leans into the back of a Solihull player. It's a free kick. It's going to be a yellow card as well. I don't think Ryan Jones can have any complaints at that one. And he gets yellow as well. Is that a fair yellow, would you say, Ollie?
I think so. It looked like quite a promising attack.
It's been a spirited second half showing from Solihull Moors, who are now down to 10 men as well. Eastleigh 1, Gateshead 1. Very late equaliser there. And Maidenhead 1, York 1. They're in the 90th minute. And Tamworth 1, Rochdale 0. We're in the 84th here. Solihull Moors have got another free kick around the edge of the box. Lots of pushing, lots of holding. Referee stops the play. He wants it taken again, and now he's telling two players to come out and talk to him. They are Luca Woodhouse and Bradley Stevenson. Almost 85 minutes gone now, and we're going to see Max Mullins as well. Corbett and Mullins coming on, but mention in dispatches for Ellison for his 4 wonderful warm-ups in the second half. Aldershot clear, but only to the edge of the area. And now Whitmore, who's well up there, has got the ball back to goal outside the edge of the area. And Aldershot just generally stifling the play here. Shot on target from the edge of the area from Stevenson, but well dealt with by Marcus Dewhurst. 4.5 minutes to go here at the EBB, and it remains shots 3, Solihull Moors 1.
He's not going to be in any rush to kick this either.
Sorry, yeah, absolutely. Dewhurst under no pressure. Now he's being pressed, and he will take it. So a good win for Brighton in the Premier League, but here now at the EBB, shots lead by 3 goals to 1. Ball over the top. Maghoma battling for it with Holman. Holman turns one way, then the other. And he's looking for support on the right hand side. He should find it in the way of Oakley, and he gets the cross in, but Aldershot clear it, and Ryan Jones plays it forward, and it will go straight through the middle though. Aldershot, I think it's fair to say, negotiated the first half of the second half better than they've done in the second half of the second half. There's a ball through the middle from Solihull. Maghoma should be able to let that one go through. He doesn't quite have the pace and purchase on it. There's a little bit of a nervy feel about the shots at the minute. They're going to bring on finally Kai Corbett for Josh Barrett. Just need a little bit of composure, I think, Ollie. That's what you'd be calling for if you're out there, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think someone just needs to get their foot on the ball and sort of take the sting out of the game a little bit. Jack Barham's also coming off for Kai Corbett. So Corbett and Dollahan up top. No, it's going to be Dollahan and Mullins up top now, with Corbett in the 10. And throw-in will be taken by Oakley. I did ask Max Mullins on Saturday if that was his 3rd or 4th goal of the season. He said no, in all competitions it was his 6th. I hadn't been counting the Hampshire Senior Cup. Might have been a slightly fortuitous goal for him, but if you're a striker, as he says he is, you take them, they all count, don't they? Another substitution for Solihull Moors. John Bostock is coming off, and Ethan Sutherland is coming on for them. We're now in the 88th minute, and York City have got what looks like a late winner at Maidenhead. They've gone 2-1 up. Oh, lovely nutmeg there from Oakley against Madja, who nudges his man on the edge of the box, and he needs to be. He's going to get. Ooh, it's the spray he's brought out of his pocket, as we all thought he was reaching for his second yellow, and Manny Madja needs to just
either come off or stay away from the ball in these last few minutes. Otherwise, his return is going to end in an early-ish departure. We're not far really off 98 minutes so far, but officially it's the 88. Free kick Stevenson is going to take. York have got another goal. They're 3-1 up at Maidenhead. But here we're in the 89th minute and Bradley Stevenson going to shoot low. It hits the wall, comes back out to him. And now a shot from distance from Wells Morrison is comfortably into the midriff of Marcus Dewhurst. And Aldershot Town, for now at least, has spared the agony of going into the final moments with a 1-goal lead. They've still got a 2-goal lead. They've not been able to add to it yet. Ollie Pearce and Josh Stones both on the score sheet tonight for York City. If there's two better strikers in the National League, then let me know who you think they are. Here's a ball forward, bounces once, goes through to Ollie Wright. And he's got it in his hands now. And Aldershot have just got 33 seconds plus whatever's added here to negotiate. And then the 3 points will be staying in Hampshire. There's a great leap from Will Armitage. Andy finds Kai Corbett, takes it down on his chest, sends it down the right side, looking for Brad Dollahan, who's in a foot race with Whitmore. There's a back pass to the keeper that's a little bit short, a little bit shy. The keeper, Ollie Wright, slices it so badly that it bounces on the touchline and very nearly comes back into play. Official man of the match time now. It's been given to Mag Homer, who slightly blotted his copybook. Call of the night was there be 3 added minutes, and there is. Ollie Harfield, sometime over these 3 minutes, give us your Aldershot Town man of the match, and it does not have to concur with the official one at all. Just whatever your own opinion is. Shots from the throw. Frost battling for the ball down by the byline. Goes back to Aaron Jones. Jones plays it off a Solihull player looking for touch. It eventually finds touch. Aldershot have got another throw. And that's level with the edge of the penalty area. Aaron Jones is going to take it. It's the best set of results possible tonight. The only other team involved in the scrap in the bottom 8, Maidenhead United, playing tonight, have lost 3-1 at home to York City. To be fair, it won't have been one they'd have had on their list of likely points. But here's Magoma lifting the ball forward, headed down by Whitmore, who's shown his class and experience since he's come on. He's really marshalled things well at the back. Here's Luca Woodhouse sending the ball straight through the middle. That's going to bounce once and go through to Ollie Wright. And we are 1 minute and 13 seconds into a minimum of 3 to be added. I think, bearing in mind the scoreline here and bearing in mind that the game between Maidenhead and York has finished, I might have my very first look of the evening at the National League table, or at least get it ready to look at. The ball's in touch again. Throw into Solihull Moors. We are in the second of 3 added minutes. The ball's going to run through to the official man of the match, Christian Mag Homer. I think we might join us on the radio. And if they have, just to confirm that 1 goal in the second half has been scored by Solihull Moors. It was Fletcher Holman who did exactly what he did on Saturday, getting Solihull Moors back into the game. But pretty soon after that, they had the unfortunate Connor Wilkinson sent off. He was given a yellow, I think, for 3 or 4 fouls on the knee at the evening, totting up, and then his descent was too long and too strong, and referee Alan Dale sent him off. Here's Whitmore heading this time into the path of Tyler Frost, who continues his run to the edge of the area, sends it out to the left to Dollahan. Dollahan holds it up by the corner flag. The ball is out of play. It's a goal kick. Ollie Wright will take, and we're now 18 seconds from time running out here for Solihull Moors. Aldershot Town approaching full time with a precious 2-goal lead. Not something that they've had too many times this season, Ollie.
No, I think they've managed the second half brilliantly. Obviously a little slip up with the goal, but apart from that, I don't think Solihull have ever really been in the game.
Well, there is the final whistle. Aldershot Town 3, Solihull Moors 1. Goals from Cameron Hargreaves, an absolute beauty. Aaron Jones and Ryan Jones have seen the Shots do a relatively comfortable victory thanks to a blistering first half performance. The 3 points are staying in North East Hampshire for the second time in 4 days, and the Shots are climbing a little bit away from the relegation zone in the National League. Final score here at the EBB: Shots 3, Moors 1. So Ollie, just sum it up for us from your point of view. Thanks for joining us in commentary. We've enjoyed your company. And who was your Aldershot Town man of the match?
Brilliant night for Aldershot. I'm going to give my man of the match to Ryan Jones, purely from his first half performance. I think he sort of blew Solihull away, terrorised their defence. Mags was brilliant. He won every header apart from the little slip up, but I think Ryan Jones has been Aldershot's best player on the night tonight.
Mike Brown says, I've really enjoyed listening to Ollie Harfield alongside you tonight, but a few comments. Did you enjoy yourself? I mean, the result helps, but other than that?
Yeah, definitely the result helps. Yeah, no, I've really enjoyed it. You know, it's nice when you're out with such a long injury to get involved with as many things as, you know, I can, and sort of stay relevant within the club, and, you know, keep my name out there and keep, you know, letting people know how I'm getting on. And yeah, it's going well. I'm on the way back, but yeah, I just want to keep my voice out there and stay involved.
Brilliant stuff, Ollie. Well, join us again in a few games' time if you'd like to. We'll let Ollie get off. Thank you so much, Ollie. All the best for his continued recovery. We'll get final thoughts with Steve Gibbs very shortly, and we'll just confirm those other results and where Aldershot are in the table. All the best, Ollie. Thank you. Lindsay Morris says, thanks guys for your comms. Safe journey home. I'll get the microphone over to Steve Gibbs so we can just get some thoughts from him, and he can let us know if he concurs with Ollie Harfield's man of the match decision. You can do that right now if you like, Steve. Summing up of the game from you and your Aldershot man of the match.
Yeah, to start with that point, absolutely agree with Ollie. Not just because he's Ollie Harfield and because he was sitting next to me. Yeah, I think Ryan Jones, definitely. Mentioned in dispatches for Christian Maghomer, I thought was excellent this evening, but absolutely Ryan Jones, outstanding. Proving my words about him at half time, that excellent going forward, never shirks the dirty defensive work either, and an absolutely hugely impressive player and that invaluable member of this Aldershot Town squad. And yeah, the second half was maybe more about game management than the effusive attacking play that we saw in the first half, but by and large they did manage the game really well. And now suddenly from nothing, 6 points, 2 really hugely impressive performances against teams. Alright, Solihull have fallen away a bit recently, but 2 teams that had or have pretensions towards the playoffs, that were looking up the table rather than down. And Aldershot Town have come through both of those games with flying colours and a really important 6 points that puts a much better perspective on the league table.
Yeah, just looking at the league table with you now, if we can. I'm with Aldershot Town former media manager Steve Gibbs. Terrific 6 points in 4 days for the Shots, who, and this has really surprised me, I swear I haven't looked at it all night, the Shots have climbed in 4 days from 21st up to 17th, Steve, and they managed to pull 3 points clear of the relegation zone tonight. Maidenhead, another game nearer the end of the season, are in that position with 33 points, and Aldershot, who have a game in hand on them, on 36. It's been an encouraging 4 days, I think, hasn't it?
It has, absolutely, yeah, really hugely encouraging, considering the doom, the gloom, the unrest that was around the club for various reasons in recent weeks, and certainly before Saturday. It shows how valuable the work of the ground staff has been in getting these two games on, because I saw lots of people say, well, if Saturday's off, Tuesday will be off, and Aldershot Town could still be languishing in that bottom 4 fixture pile up, not got the momentum, the confidence and the 2 hugely impressive performances that they have from these two games, and yeah, potentially a vital 4 days in Aldershot Town season, and then the games don't get any easier, don't get any smaller. A huge potential banana skin at Sittingbourne on Saturday, but also the massive opportunity of what awaits the winner of that tie.
A lot of people looking ahead to Saturday, Steve, will point out that Sittingbourne are no mugs. They're doing well in their own league. They're unbeaten in 30-something games, and they won 1-0 at Southend, which tells you all you need to know. But I just want to add another layer on top of that. That was their 8th game in the FA Trophy, and they've had 6 cup sets. They've beaten 6 teams from higher division. That can't be a fluke.
No, it cannot. You've stolen my thunder with that stat. Thank you. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Anyone associated with Aldershot Town who underestimates the potential that Sittingbourne have for a 7th upset will come away feeling sorry for themselves on Saturday. The team, the management must go into that one feeling like they have to be 100% on their game, as they were in the first half this evening. Fast start, professional, on their game, and only then can they think about getting through what is one of the biggest potential banana skins in Aldershot Town's recent history. But anyone who's watched the Shots for a number of years will know their FA Trophy record is littered with the sort of banana skins, upsets, underachievements, failures that Sittingbourne could represent. They need to be treating it exactly like a league game, and like a league game against a team at the top of the table. They need to treat it like it's a game against the top 3, and be on it and be 100% on it from the first minute. And only then can they think about progressing and what victory on Saturday might represent, because it would be a momentous achievement for Aldershot Town. We all know they've never played at Wembley. We all know, of course, that beating Sittingbourne doesn't guarantee you that, but it's one step closer, and that dream may finally be realised for thousands of Aldershot Town fans wherever they are around the world. And I'm sure if that happened, you would get another Stray Shots reunion under the arch.
Absolutely. Brilliant stuff. That's Steve Gibbs there. Thank you for that, Steve. We'll speak to you again, hopefully, wherever we are at Sittingbourne. I've seen the stand, and I'm not sure if there's a media area, but I don't really care. If we've got the equipment propped on a chair and it all works on batteries, then we'll bring you the commentary, listeners. Thanks for joining us tonight, Steve. Thank you very much. And we haven't confirmed this, but post-match, are you all right to... Yeah, Steve,
needed,
as he often does in midweek. I'll see if I can make a switch off and make a dash for that train, listeners. Yeah. But thank you very much,
Get
Neil.
you home before the milk train.
Thank you, Steve. Good night for the Shots. Shots 3, Solihull Moors 1. Speak to you hopefully from Sittingbourne on Saturday.